6'7", and a junior, and Spencer Durham, 6'3", 215, and a sophomore, will be your other end. Then the men in the middle, and it starts with Trey Rubenstein, number 3. He had 62 tackles, 5 for a loss, 8 interceptions last season. First team All-Ohio, the 6'3", 195-pound senior. In the middle, Romeo Cardone. He had 42 tackles at 5'7", $155. Blaine Ford, it's a 4-linebacker crew, 5'8", 162, and a senior. And Cal Bickle, a 5'11", 165 senior on the outside. Cover 3 at the corners, it's Cole Creighton, 5'6", 135 pounds, and a junior. Hayden Gherkin, 6 foot, 171, and a junior. And your free safety is Parker Woods, 6'2", 160 pounds, and a senior. As there you take a look at Defiance in the traveling whites. Arm in arm, locked up as they are getting ready to take the field. Is there ever a sporting event where Thunderstruck doesn't play well? And here come the Bulldogs. And not to be outdone in their navy blues, cheerleaders better back out of the way. We don't need an early season injury as the Wildcats, carrying the stars and stripes, come busting through the tunnel as well. You don't think these guys are amped up, Scoop? It's time to hit somebody else.
Well, you're right. You know, you can only go against each other so many nights, and then you just want to lay a hit on somebody else. And both these teams get that opportunity tonight. As we mentioned earlier, the 105th meeting between these two rivals. And coming into today, Napoleon has a 56-46,
okay,
and there were 2 ties back in the day as well. But Defiance, what I think matters is tonight they're trying to make it 4 straight for just the first time since that 1994 season.
Oh, we're still about 9 minutes away from kicking this one off. We're going to get to the keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. And I think we'll hold tight here, Scoop. I think we're about to have the national anthem as I see the color guard getting set to march onto the field. Everyone just moved to the edge of their seat, waiting for Scoop's keys to the game. But first, as the colors make their way onto the field, our national anthem is brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families, connecting them with resources available to them. And there you see the color guard marching their way down towards what would be the west end zone. Would love to know the combined years of service between the 4 gentlemen doing the honors here this evening. Our thanks to each and every one of you and all veterans everywhere. Colors presented, and Napoleon's Marching Band with the Star-Spangled Banner. And the national anthem in the books, nicely done by the Napoleon Marching Band, and again brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. 6.5 minutes before we kick this one off, time now for your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Scoop, it looks like we're starting with Defiance. What do the Bulldogs need to do to walk out of here 1-0 tonight?
Well, it's going to start with they need to be multi-dimensional on offense. Everybody knows Defiance wants to establish a run, and to do that, they have to be able to keep Napoleon honest. You know the Wildcats are going to try to stack 7-8 guys in the box and try to force first-time starting quarterback Noah Gomez to go upstairs. So I think that's going to be key one. The second one is they got to eliminate the big play on defense. That's something that hurt the Wildcats last season when they slumped off to an 0-4 start. I think the third key tonight, win the trenches. This is where, on paper, Defiance has a big opportunity here to really make some hay there in the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So they have to really win the trenches and try to exploit a very inexperienced Napoleon offensive and defensive line here tonight.
That's for the Bulldogs. Let's flip to the Wildcats. Keys for let's just call it what it is. It would be an upset this evening, but certainly achievable. What do they need to do?
Well, they're going to have to stay on schedule. You know, they have to find a way to really kind of control the time of possession, keep that potent Defiance offense on the sidelines. So to do that, they need to get positive yards on first down. They need to eliminate those penalties and some of those loss of yard plays that throw you off schedule, then you're forced to be one-dimensional, go upstairs. I think the second key tonight for Napoleon, they have to find a way to get off the field on third down. This is something that hurt Napoleon last year, where teams were able to convert on third down over 40% of the time on the season. That's an area I'm sure Coach Sweary has talked about. They want to shore up. And then, of course, they have to win the turnover chain. Last year, a couple interceptions really helped to turn the tide and seal the deal for Defiance last year. So Napoleon has to find a way to win that turnover battle. It's going to be tough because Defiance last year as a team forced nearly 2 turnovers per contest throughout the season.
And that's the goal again this year.
Absolutely. That's always a key for any coach.
Those are the keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Northwest State Community College, your key to great career opportunities, begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or give them a call at 419-267-1320 today. We're 4 minutes away from kicking off the start of the 2024 Ohio high school football season. The arch rivals, their 105th meeting, the battle for the River Rock. Defiance at Napoleon. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at Buckenmeyer Stadium, you see the men in stripes. It's the first game for everybody, Scoop, not just the coaches, the players, the broadcasters, but also the officials. As they are having a few pleasantries, probably discussing, okay, where we're going afterwards, and whoever grades out the highest doesn't have to pay for anything tonight. What do you think? Something like that going on?
I'm sure that's a discussion, or maybe what's for dinner afterwards.
Everybody has their haunt, right? Everybody's got that place that they go to after a game. Napoleon's loaded with them, as is Defiance, obviously. As we are 2 minutes away from kicking this one off. Defiance last year got off to a great start. Finished 8-4, but in all honesty, in talking with Coach Cooper, and it was no disrespect to anybody, he said really there were only 2 teams that we played that we thought were truly better than us. Salina at the end of the season, and they proved it. And then, of course, Central Catholic in the second round of the playoffs, but no shame in losing to the eventual state champion with, what was it, nearly 10 or more Division I level athletes on that roster.
Central Catholic's incredible, back-to-back state titles. And, of course, Defiance, those 26 points they scored against Central Catholic in that second round playoffs game were the most points that Central Catholic gave up all season.
And I tell you what, we're going to get the Napoleon offense and Defiance defense ready because apparently it is Defiance kicking off instead of Napoleon. So what we gave you, get ready for the first change of possession, but we'll get you the Napoleon offense and Defiance defense in just a second after this kickoff. Speaking of kickoffs, they're able to do it this year. Nicasio Hall is healthy. He was injured for about 75% of the season last year, meaning they had to go for 2 on most of their point after attempts as he'll kick to the far boundary. Hauled in at about the 5, out past the 10. This is going to be Rubenstein in between the hash marks trying to get behind his wedge. He's out past the 20. It looks like maybe the 22, maybe the 23. So let's look at the Napoleon offense to start off this ball game. It will be at the quarterback, 6 foot, 190-pound senior Owen Espinoza. Last season, 118 completions and 201 attempts. He threw for over 1,500 yards. He had 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Behind him, George Eggers, the running back, 43 carries for just under 300 yards, 6'1", 200 pounds. They'll run basically an interesting concept out of the wing, but they will send their receivers wide, and they've got a couple good ones, not the least of which right there is number 3, Trey Rubenstein. 38 catches for 528 yards and 6 touchdowns last season.
Yeah, they want to see the ball in Trey Rubenstein's hands early and often. There's a quick out there, out to the flats. Rubenstein's able to get 5 yards there, so a good start here for the Wildcats. And again, we mentioned, Brent, the importance for Napoleon to stay on schedule, try to control that time of possession. Getting 5 yards on first down is awfully big.
He's got another one in Parker Woods, 6'2", 160 pounds. He is a senior. He hauled in 21 passes for 326 yards last season. They're going to run a little counter right up the guts, and defensively for Defiance, they really are putting a lot of stock in that front 3, front 4, not the least of which is Ray Salinas. 6 foot, 255 defensive tackle with 36 tackles, 9 for a loss, and 3 sacks last season. Stephen Hoffman on the edge, Alex Hinojosa in the middle. Speaking of the middle, they'll go with 4 linebackers. We talked about Joey Robinson and Abel Rubio, 2 second-team All-Ohio picks. On the edges, you'll have Kelton Gibbs, a junior, and Cohen Stockman, a senior. Will set the cover 4 for you right after this snap of the football on 3rd and 4. Rolling out near side. Rubenstein's got it. Past the 35. He made the first man miss. Scampers out past the 40, and that will be enough for a first down.
A well-designed play that time by Napoleon as they were unbalanced there to the right side, and a quick rollout there. Was able to find Rubenstein all alone there out in the flats, and Rubenstein does the rest. He's able to move the chains. And a big 3rd down conversion for Napoleon.
What he made was Eli Howerton, the strong safety, miss, and that was enough to get the extra yardage for a first down. On the corners, Logan Hutchinson, Jordan Wright. Your free safety is Anthony Wilder. So going to run a sweep to the far side. Eggers high steps out of a tackle across the 45 out near midfield. That's going to go for a big gain, 8, maybe even 9 yards.
Everyone knows what a load that Eggers is going to be all night long. They run the football. And he was just an eyelash away from taking that to the house. Remember last year, Eggers, as a sophomore, averaged nearly 7 yards per carry on the season. That one he's able to pick up 9 yards on first down.
2nd down and 1 from midfield. They're going to bunch. Offset to the right. That's where the strong side is. Eggers cuts back against the grain. That's just a good job of reading your blocks. And he's got well enough to move the chains for the second first down of this drive.
Yeah, excellent job here by Napoleon. You know, we talked about how they really want to try to establish that run, control the clock, and right now they've done a nice job of mixing things up, and they've got the ball to their playmakers. We've seen 2 quick outs to Rubenstein. We've seen Eggers now carry the football 3 times. Now Napoleon has their 2nd first down of the night.
Strong side will be to the left. They've got twins to the near side. Straight drop, 2 steps. Espinoza just fires it out into the flat. It is complete. Lowering the shoulder and bulldozing forward is Ignacio Corona. Now, he's the H-back, which is in effect kind of a glorified tight end, but he'll play back a couple steps off the line of scrimmage, and he picks up a nifty gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, excellent job. And I like right now Coach Swery is really kind of hitting all the right buttons, just trying to keep Defiance from loading up. They're doing a nice job of kind of sharing the wealth here. And another good pickup on first down. Going to make it a very manageable 2nd and 5 here.
Ball sits on the near hash, strong side to the left. It's an unbalanced line. They'll pitch. It's a sweep. Rubenstein gobbled up. Backfield, hurdles a man, just tries to go north-south to pick up yardage, but little is there, and it looks like he's going to be thrown for a loss of about a couple on the play.
Oh, great job that time by that Defiance defensive line. They were able to get good penetration inside. Rubenstein wanted to cut it upfield, but just no place to go. Instead of running north and south, he was forced to run to the sideline. That's going to be a tackle for a loss as the Wildcats lose a yard. Another big 3rd down coming up here for Napoleon.
3rd and 6. It looked like Jack Hines was sticking his nose in on that play. From the 42, low snap. Espinoza fires out in the flat. Rubenstein just trying to pick up yards after the catch. What a stiff arm as he pulls his way forward, and I think second effort gets him another first down.
Tremendous job by Rubenstein. He's been the go-to guy all night, and that's certainly no surprise. And that time he kind of caught the ball out there in the flats, and Mitchell Taylor kind of on an island by himself. He was locked in one-on-one with Rubenstein. The Cavalry got there late. Another 3rd down conversion here for Napoleon, who now is looking at first down on the Defiance 35-yard line.
Unofficially, Rubenstein, and the first drive, 3 catches for 20 yards, and he's accounted for all 3 first downs. It's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. On the march. Pitch. Cutting back against the grain. We have a flag in the Napoleon backfield, as this is going to be Cole Sarrigan, but I think this one is coming back.
I think that's going to be a hold that time on Napoleon. That's unfortunate because that time they had the jet sweep set up really nice. They're able to get to the edge and get some good yardage. But there you see the call from the white hat, Mr. Catafias, and that football's coming back.
First penalty of the night. It goes against Napoleon. First mistake of this drive, but it's somewhat costly as it will back them all the way up to the 45-yard line, costing him 10 yards. They're chewing up clock right now, though, Scoop. I have this unofficially as the 9th play of the drive.
Yeah, this is huge. They've taken over 5 minutes off the clock. Defiance is yet to see the football. And now they're off schedule here a little bit. Yep. We'll see what they come up with.
Defiance is coming on a blitz. Napoleon picks it up, fired out in the flat. Espinoza loses the football. On it is Defiance. And the Bulldogs pick up the first big play of the evening. It looks like Kelton Gibbs falls on the loose ball. Bulldogs take it and snuff out the drive.
Yes, it was Kelton Gibbs that time. The junior linebacker was able to get out there and make a nice hit. Pigskin pops loose. And we talked about the importance of that turnover chain, and Defiance defense comes up big. They bent a little bit, but they didn't break. And now we'll have a look at the Defiance offense.
They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. We gave you the starting offense for Defiance. It will be Noah Gomez, the 5'9", a $163 senior, filling in for the recovering Brez Ziffel. Ziffel expected to be back next week. But right now, expect a steady diet of what we just saw there. Number 6, Abel Rubio.
Abel Rubio, that time, he's a guy that's, you're not going to bring him down one-on-one. You're going to have to really get low. You're going to get some penetration. But this is just power football we're going to see right now from Defiance. They pick up 6 yards there on first down.
Wilder in the slot to the far side. Napoleon's got to keep an eye on him. They'll send him in motion. They'll send him back. It's going to be a sweep to the far side. Can he turn the corner? He cannot. Rubenstein feathers him out. Maybe a gain of 1.
Great penetration and pursuit that time from that secondary of Napoleon. That time they're able to really kind of stuff that out. That's one of those timing plays. The timing wasn't quite right there for Defiance. And that little hesitation allowed that secondary to get a little extra pursuit. And now the Bulldogs looking at 3rd and 5. Ball spotted right on the midfield stripe.
Trips to the near side. Wilder. Right. They'll send Wilder in motion to the far side. Borton and Kellemeyer. It's going to be a screen to Borton. He's got it down the far sideline. We'll wait and see where he stepped out. It looks like the line judge is going to say the 41, maybe the 42, but it's a gain of 8 and a first down.
Great execution on the pitch and catch. Gomez that time able to found Borton. Borton did a nice job kind of tiptoeing that sideline, stayed in bounds. The Defiance picks up a much-needed first down, a great third down conversion. They take the ball into Wildcat territory.
Defense now the focal point for Napoleon as Defiance trying to take advantage of the turnover. Rubio hitting the backfield. A slew of Navy all over him. We've got Laundry in the backfield as well, and Rubio nowhere to go but down all the way back at midfield. They'll say his forward progress was stopped at the 47.
Well, how about Spencer Durham, the only sophomore in that defensive line there for Napoleon, breaking through and making contact well behind the line of scrimmage, but they will get whistled
for a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask.
Boy, what a huge turn of events there. Instead of a 5-yard loss, it's going to be a 10-yard penalty, and that will move the ball inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's a huge break. Now, that's not a first down.
No.
But it is a big break there for Defiance. And when you get those breaks here in this rivalry game, you have to cash in. So golden opportunity coming up here for Defiance as they have split backs in the backfield.
The handoff, Wilder right side, huge hole, hurdles a man. He's inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 9, and they'll move the chains.
Great job. Wilder, his speed is just lightning quick, and when he's on turf, I think he's that much faster, but he gets to the hole. He had some great blocking up front. Looked like Abel Rubio's able to clear some jerseys out of there. But another first down conversion here for Defiance. They're knocking on the door at the Napoleon 27-yard line.
1st and 10. Clock continues to tick as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Gomez hands it off. Rubio, huge hole, lowers the shoulder. He is a rolling ball of butcher knives all the way down to the 16-yard line, a pickup of 11.
Well, that's a tough 1-2 combination. You got the bruising running back of Rubio, and then you have to worry about the speed of Wilder, and that kind of keeps that defense honest. And what that does, it creates a hole. And another first down here for the Bulldogs as they now have the ball in the red zone.
It is the Stambaugh Jewelers red zone, your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Doesn't matter what you're looking for, they have the answer for you since 1948. Is this one off right guard? Down to the 10. That's going to be a healthy pickup of 6. And Scoop, what we're seeing now, and it doesn't matter if it's Wilder, if it's Rubio, if it's the quick flare, Defiance is staying ahead of the chains. They're picking up 4, 5, 6 yards on every snap.
Well, this is the game plan. They're trying to use that superior line that they have to their advantage. They've done a nice job of getting that penetration. They're really winning it in the trenches right now, but they do have a good lethal combination there to run the football as we've seen here tonight.
2nd and 4, Rubio. No, it's going to be a keeper as Gomez pulled the ball out of the breadbasket of Rubio, and he is stopped. They're going to say forward progress stop still inside the 10 at about the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. It's a gain of a hard-fought 2.
Well, that's the one thing you can do with Gomez back there. That time on the zone read, he was able to try to cheat the linebackers there, trying to bite on Rubio that time, but good pursuit there from the secondary. A short gain there for Defiance, but certainly you would have to think this is going to be 4-down territory for Defiance if needed.
3rd and 2 from the 8. Again, the Bulldogs can pick up the first down without a touchdown. Lone back will be Rubio. They're going to send the man in motion. It's a quick flare to Wilder. Can he make the first man miss? He falls forward, and it's all about the spot, but it looks like he might be a yard short.
Yeah, good execution that time to Defiance, but looked like a real nice play there on the defensive side of things by Cole Sarrigan. It's going to be 4th in a matter of inches here, and Defiance is going for it right here. They're smelling it. Right now, you just have to convert the first down, keep this drive alive.
You don't need all 7, you just need 1. Exactly. Rubio offset to the left to Gomez. Strong side is to the left. Borton wide to the far side. Trips wide to the near side. They're checking off. The new play being called from the sidelines. Rubio straight up the gut. He's hit low, and I'm not sure he got it. Number 11, Romeo Cardova, the middle linebacker, came flying in. And now we're waiting for the official signal. I think they're going to call out the chain gang to measure.
It's going to be awfully close. So what a play by the senior, Romeo Cardova. He just kind of sold out on there. He just kind of dove out, hit him low, made solid contact. But again, you're talking two heavy hitters going toe-to-toe.
I'm not sure he got it.
They
We'll wait
say
and
it's
see.
a game of inches. We'll see what happens.
By a half a football length, Defiance's drive stays alive. Wow.
Now that's going to buy a few more plays, 4 if necessary, but Defiance will take it as they had to earn every inch on that last run. But another first down, the 4th one of this drive here for the Bulldogs, and they're knocking on the door here, trying to strike first here in the River Rock rivalry.
Trying to take advantage of that turnover out near midfield. It's 1st and goal from the 6. 1:14 left to go in the first quarter. They fake the handoff. Gomez trying to get to the edge, and he is feathered out. Nicely played by Cal Bickle, the outside linebacker.
Tremendous job there by Bickle, staying disciplined, staying home. And he was able to really get a good read there on Gomez. And a great stuff there on first down. Still 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line here.
Well, again, how often do you hear it, Scoop? Coaches say, don't get caught doing somebody else's job. In that case, Cal Bickle was supposed to guard his yard. He didn't bite on the fake up the middle, and it paid dividends.
Yeah, that's the importance of reading your keys.
2nd and 6. Gomez drops back, looks left, looks right, fires across the middle. Wide open! Borton in the end zone. Touchdown, Defiance.
Great job by the Bulldogs. Credit that offensive line that time. They were able to buy Noah Gomez a lot of time, and that's the first Premier Bank touchdown of the season. As Defiance, after getting that big turnover from the defense, they converted into 6 points. Looking to tack on a couple here with the PAT. Looks like they're going for 2.
Which is what they did last year with Hall being injured, so they're used to it. And they got very creative. And they're going to again. They're going to flip. It's going to be a halfback pass. Wide open in the end zone. Wilder to right for the 2-point conversion.
Now that was sweet. Great execution there. Little trickery that time, but well executed. Defiance takes an early 8-0 advantage here in a battle for the River Rock.
10 plays capped off by a 6-yard pass. Gomez to Borton, the 2-point conversion. Wilder to right. And at the 1:02 mark in the first quarter, how things changed on one key play at midfield. Defiance 8, Napoleon nothing. That touchdown brought to you by Premier Bank. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. YourPremierBank.com. Take a look at our Marco's Pizza scoreboard update. It is 8-0. Just when you thought you were going to get something out of your opening drive, Scoop, an ill-timed turnover by the Wildcats. Defiance takes it with double-digit drives, and now all of a sudden, the wind in their sails versus vice versa. I know we got a lot of ball left to be played, but how important is this offensive series for Napoleon?
I think it's really important because this is the mental part of the game right here where you have to kind of right the ship. You had that big turnover. You were moving, driving, looked like you were going to maybe punch something in. You turn over. And then they had a couple big penalties, both being 10 yards. One that really kind of enabled Defiance to keep that drive going. And then that big 4th down conversion. What can you say about Defiance being able to convert on 4th down?
Rubenstein will field the Hall kick at the 2, trying to get behind his wedge. He's now coming from the far boundary to the near. That's a long way to run, and he's not getting any farther as Wright with a tremendous open field tackle.
Tremendous job that time by Jordan Wright. That's not an easy task when you're locked in with a guy like Trey Rubenstein, who's committed to play football at Kent State University next season. But that time, a great special teams play. And Napoleon is backed inside their own 20-yard line here, looking at a long field.
1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. Well, nothing you can do about it except focus on this offensive series. If you're the Wildcats, if you're Defiance, man, you're chomping at the bit to make this a 3-and-out and give your offense a short field.
Yeah, this can be huge right here. The defense now has to take over for the offense for Defiance, keep that momentum on their side of the field.
Man in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep trying to turn the far corner, and Sarragan cut off. Not much, if anything, there, and maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, this is what we're going to see a lot from Napoleon tonight. They really kind of run that hybrid wing tee, so to speak. And what that does, that creates a lot of diversions. It gives you a chance to maybe get mismatches personnel-wise up front. But again, it's kind of that equalizer when you're giving up size and speed as well.
2nd and 9, barring a penalty. This will be the final play of the first quarter. Espinoza with twins to the near side. He takes a 2-step drop, slings it across the middle. Rubenstein got a little alligator arms there as he's felt, and understandably so. Number 6, Abel Rubio, closing in on him.
Well, you're right. That's a ball he's typically going to catch, but he could feel the pressure coming, and his arms did not extend very often. He did not want to be exposed because we've talked about the physicality that this Defiance defense brings to the table. We've seen it here in this first quarter, forcing that early turnover.
Look like a couple guys we know reaching for the check at the end of a meal. Very short arms. 3rd and 9. 11 and 4/10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Espinoza. Strong side to the left, high snap. He hauls it in with one hand. He's in trouble. Pocket breaks down. He fires into the flat. Did it get to him? Yes, it did. Gherkin with the catch, but it's going to be for a minimal gain of maybe 2 yards, and that will bring an end to the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. This timeout brought to you by Mark Motes Ford. Check out some of the best new Ford models serving the Defiance community since 1916. Mark Motes Ford, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmotesford.com. Second 12 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. Defiance 8, Napoleon nothing in the battle for the River Rock. Second quarter when we return on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Second 12 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. They switch ends of the field here at Buckenmeyer Stadium. Defiance 8, Napoleon nothing in the 105th matchup in the battle for the River Rock. It is 4th and 7. And for a second, I thought Espinoza was calling an audible or looking to run. Instead, he puts a foot into it. Anthony Wilder dangerously fields it just in front of his 40. And he's run out of bounds about the 42, maybe 43-yard line, but good field position for the Bulldogs on their second offensive series.
That really was a 33-yard pump. The important thing is to get that football quickly, not let it roll downfield in this turf. And that time they were able to get a short return, just shy of the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs, but excellent starting position for Defiance. Trying to get a little separation here and make this a 2-score game.
Well, after a fumble at the 50-yard line in 10 plays, a touchdown on a 6-yard pass from Noah Gomez to Brady Borton, a 2-point conversion afterwards. Defiance on their second offensive series. But now moving from left to right on your TV screen. Gomez out of the gun. He'll send Wilder in motion, near to far side, twins to both sides. This is going to be a quick flare. This is right down the far sideline, and boy, he picked up a big chunk, 8, maybe 9 yards. There's still a little extracurricular activity going on in the secondary. You don't think these two teams are amped up right now?
Well, you know this is how it's going to be. You know, they want this game awfully badly, both these teams, but great pitch and catch that time. Wright does a nice job of getting some good yards, but boy, what a great block by Abel Rubio there to give him some space. That's a huge pickup there in first down. Looking at second one here for Defiance. Ball resting in Napoleon territory.
Abel Rubio is a junkyard dog. If he doesn't have the ball, he's around the ball, he's doing something to affect a play. As Wilder gets the call straight up the gut, in between the tackles, and he's got enough as he crosses the 45 into the 44. That'll be a pickup of about 4 for a first down.
And once again, that Defiance offensive front just doing a great job. You can really see from right here that they're getting that nice push on the line of scrimmage. They're getting a couple yards into that backfield there of Napoleon's defense. And a good conversion there.
1st and 10 from the 44, still on the move. First drive of the second quarter. Handoff goes to Rubio, lowers the shoulder at just 5'6". It's easy for him to disappear in a pile, but you just keep seeing everybody slowly moving. It's like an amoeba under a slide in chemistry class, Scoop, and that means Abel Rubio's legs are still pumping, and he hasn't hit the ground yet.
Well, this is Defiance football. They just want to win in the trenches. They want to try to wear teams down. Remember, Napoleon has 6 different starters playing on both sides of the football, so you combine that with August heat here early in this season, fatigue will eventually set in.
Empty backfield. Trips to the near side, twins to the far side on 2nd and 8 from the 42. Firing on a quick out. Borton's got it down the near sideline. Coming up after giving him plenty of cushion. And that was number 4. Paul Saucer, a backup defensive back, but if you're going to give Brady Borton that much cushion, he's going to take advantage of it. First down.
Yeah, and again, that's something we kind of expected coming in. We expected a heavy dose of running and a lot of maybe short passes. That's what we're seeing here tonight. And again, great execution. He had time to throw, and I like that spread formation here, giving the point defense something to think about.
Well, it looks like they're now pinching up a little bit tighter on the edges for Napoleon. Look at how tight they're coming up off the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a sweep to the near side. Rubio hurdles a man. He's not a track star, but we'll give him style points anyway. He went airborne and tumbles inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. And again, that's a healthy gain, Scoop. It'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, they're controlling first down. When you can control first down, that keeps your playbook wide open. It gives everything an option there on 2nd down and short. I mean, my goodness, you've got a lot of things to run here. You get a free play, so to speak, at 2nd and 1. Napoleon throwing a lot of wrenches defense. They just trying to offset this Defiance rushing attack. Right now, the Wildcats have had a little success slowing it down.
It's going to be Rubio again, a steady diet straight up the gut, and that is just meat and potatoes, or more specifically in Abel Rubio's case, raw meat. Throw a steak out on the field and give the Napoleon defense a little help for him, just something to chew on, because he just picked up another first down. 10 yards on the carry.
And that's going to take him into the Stanball Jewelers red zone. And the 7th first down here of this opening half here for Defiance. They've done it mostly on the ground. 5 rushing first downs, 2 passing first downs. But once again in the red zone, trying to get some separation here in the second quarter.
1st and 10 from the 14. Wilder in motion. They'll send him back. Gomez rolling out. It's a design quarterback keeper, and the whistle before the play. Do we have false start maybe on Defiance?
Yeah, it looked like we had a little bit of movement prematurely there for Defiance, and that's going to be the first penalty tonight for the Bulldogs. And certainly you never want to see penalties, but that's probably a good sign. Last year Defiance was penalized 59 times for over 550 yards. In week 1, you always expect a little bit more. You haven't had the number of reps you wanted. You've got guys kind of jockeying into new positions. But that does kind of throw you off schedule a little bit. Now looking at first down
15.
and 15. Ball still inside the red zone here, though, for Defiance.
Empty backfield. Gomez stands by himself. 2-step drop. It's a design quarterback draw, and he's off to the races. Makes one man miss. Inside the 10. Down to the 5-yard line. That is trusting your athlete to make the right decision. That was a designed call, but what a great job to pick the right hole, and then a nifty move in the open field.
It really was. You took the words out of my mouth there, the fact that let your athlete be an athlete and make a play, and that's the one dimension that Gomez certainly brings to the table. You have to keep him accountable for running the football. That time, as you mentioned, design quarterback draw, execute to perfection, pick up a 14 yards.
2nd and 1 from the 5. Gomez barking out the signals. He's got a full house backfield. Rubio gets the call off of left tackle. Legs churning, legs pumping. He's close. He's not in. I don't know that you can get any closer. He's inside the 1.
That's just an incredible run. That time Napoleon had practically everybody stacked up there in the box, and everybody knew who was going to get the football, but Rubio, as you mentioned, just kept the legs churning. And good luck trying to keep him out of the end zone here on 2nd and 1.
Look at him fill out that uniform. Would you want to meet him in a dark alley? I'd rather have him watching my back.
I'd rather have him right in front of me.
An ISO all the way. 1st and goal from the 1. This will be a keeper. And no, check that. In is Rubio. I was looking up. Wilder is going to make the call here as I was looking up after making my quick mark in my books. My apologies, Anthony. I didn't get to see the snap, but we'll give him credit for the touchdown. He's in to make it 14-0 at the 7:39 mark.
Well, that's a textbook drive there from Defiance. You know, they did everything right other than that 1 5-yard penalty that they quickly negated with that nifty 14-yard quarterback draw. And Defiance will try to tack on the PAT right here.
Kezio Hall in for the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, tucks it inside the left upright. And again, another 10-play drive. Starting at their own 43, they go 57 yards and chew up almost half of the second quarter. At the 7:39 mark, it's now a 2-score game as Defiance leads arch rival Napoleon 15-0. It's the battle for the River Rock. This Mark Moats Ford timeout. Mark Moats Ford serving Defiance since 1916 on County Road 424 and online at markmoatsford.com. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Whistle sounds. Ball teed up on the far hash. Nicasio Hall set to put a foot into it. Who will he be aiming for? It's high, but it's a little short. Rubenstein comes up and fields it at the 10. Just outside the far hash. Now reverses his field. Look out if he can turn the corner. One man to beat, and just enough time for Jay Wright to allow the rest of the troops to arrive, and still Rubenstein picks up about another 15 yards down the near sideline, all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big-time play by a big-time player. That's the one thing Defiance really has to be concerned about, his ability to make that big play. You know, anytime, but certainly on special teams. That time, a tremendous return out near the midfield stripe. We'll call it the 45-yard line. Great starting position here for Napoleon.
Let's go down to the sidelines and Josh Bush. Josh, that last touchdown came in your direction, but I was really impressed with the interior of the the offensive line for Defiance on that drive.
Yeah, we talked about physicality in the pregame show, and we knew battle for the trenches up front, who was going to win that battle at the line of scrimmage. Defiance pushing guys around, able to get across the goal line and score another touchdown.
How physical is it down there? You're getting a bird's eye look from about the hash marks there.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's one of those where you got that rivalry feeling, right? So the guys are a little bit chippy, and they're jawing with each other. We've seen it a little bit. It's a friendly rivalry, but they're all amped up. They're ready to go. And I'll tell you what, it is very, very physical out here. There's some hitting going on. I can feel it on the sidelines.
You want some pads?
I think I'm okay. I'm a man. I'm 40, so over 40. But but I appreciate your concern.
Fair enough. 9 yards on the reception. Eggers, that is exactly what Napoleon needed. He's going to try and pick up the first down, but he is backed up and thrown back, trying to go in between the tackles. Sea of white and blue, seeing who's getting off the bottom, and it looks like Kelton Gibbs the first to arrive.
Yeah, it's going to be a tackle for loss. Great job by Gibbs that time as Eggers a guy that's usually good for 6-7 yards per crack. That time stood up, taken for a little bit of a loss here. 3rd and short coming up for Napoleon.
Boy, all of a sudden from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 2. We'll see what Napoleon decides to draw up here. It's short enough that you could run if you trust a hole to be open. But instead, they're going to roll Espinoza out. He throws across his body. Rubenstein wide open at the 35. He makes the catch and run out of bounds by Wright at about the 32-yard line.
Oh, that's just great senior leadership right there. Owen Espinoza could see that Defiance was loaded up in the box there. Nice job with a little rollout. Very accurate pass right to Rubenstein, who's certainly a guy that if he can get his fingers near it, he's probably going to pull it in. And the first down for Napoleon since their initial drive of the night.
And a pickup of 15 on the play. Much needed first down for the Wildcats. Espinoza now 53 yards through the air so far this evening. 1st and 10 at the Defiance 32. They fake the jet sweep. Espinoza trying to lay it in between the secondary, and he does. A beautiful touch pass. I believe that was Sarrigan. That was threading the needle, and he drops it right on the number 2, his wide receiver, in stride, catching it and downed inside the 20 at the 19.
Now that was well executed. They flooded that right side and a nice out route, and again, nice pitch and catch once again. And Napoleon, after having just 3 first downs, has now struck back-to-back first downs here. They now have the ball in the Stanball Jewelers red zone here, knocking on the door, trying to cut this lead in half.
1st and 10 from the 19. This is just into the flat, trying to let Eggers turn the corner. He stiff arms a man, stiff arms a second. As he's inside the 15, we'll see where the line judge spots him. He's continuing to walk farther up the field. This is going to be the 13, maybe even the 12-yard line. Pickup of roughly 7.
Well, this is the key to that hybrid wing offense. You have to control the flanks. You have to get the ball to the edges somehow. We've seen Napoleon do that on this drive. We've seen it through the airways. We've seen it trying to run the football to the edges there. And again, great pickup of 7 yards on first down.
2nd and 3 from the Defiance 12. Napoleon trying to answer, trailing 15-0. Espinoza, straight drop, pocket's clean. He's going to tuck it away and run. Slides down at the 5-yard line. A pickup of 7 will make it 1st and goal.
And there's that senior leadership in the quarterback position. Great read that time, Espinoza. He knew right away once he started rolling out that he was running the football, but he did a great job of kind of deking that Defiance defense, making them think he was going to throw it, where he had first down all the way. And another first down here for Napoleon, and now they'll have 4 shots at it from the 5-yard line as the Wildcats trying to make this a 1-score game.
1st and goal from the 5. Out of that true wing, the handoff is going to go to a seldom used fullback, as this is number 34, Josh Aguiar. His brother graduated last year, a tremendous football player. And the younger sibling trying to pound it forward, and I'm not sure he got a gain. They're going to mark him at the 5. No gain.
Yeah, great job in the trenches again by Defiance. That time Aguilar had a little bit of a hole, but it collapsed in a hurry. And boy, once he was hit, there was no yak yards to be had. Once he was hit, he was dropped there. And again, great job that Defiance defense. Napoleon will still have 3 more cracks if they need here. Looking at 2nd goal from the 5.
Same formation. Strong side to the left. Defiance is bringing a blitz up the middle. The pitch goes to Eggers. He hurdles a man and carries another into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Oh, what an impressive drive there by Napoleon. Again, you have to be able to get to the flanks there to keep that defense honest. And Eggers that time just kind of bowled his way to the end zone in a Premier Bank touchdown. Napoleon right now is on the board, but a big extra point coming up. We'll see if the Wildcats will just kick it to try to make this a 1-score game, get it down to 8 points, and they are lining up for the PAT.
This is Carson Marroquin, a senior who was 0 for 1 in field goals last season. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is through. And at the 4:20 mark, we've got a brand new ball game. Defiance has seen their lead cut almost in half. Bulldogs 15, Wildcats 7. on that Premier Bank touchdown. Simplify your banking every day. Convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. YourPremierBank.com. We'll take a quick timeout, a Mark Moatsford timeout, serving Defiance since 1916. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. The Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
Back at Buckenmeyer Stadium, 4:16 left to go in the first half. Napoleon finally on the board after a 9-play drive that started at their own 45. Bulldogs, though, leading 15-7. On that ensuing kickoff, there were 3 Bulldogs that collided with each other on a short kickoff. Mitchell Taylor eventually fielded it and got forward a couple yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 27 as Wilder gets the call off the left side and squirts through a huge hole out past the 35. Check that. Was that Rubio? Trying to check here. I'm going to have to start breaking out the binoculars. On the far side, a healthy gain.
That's going to be a first down.
Yep.
Excellent job once again. Defiance doing such a good job, not only creating holes, but they're getting to the hole quickly. They're attacking the hole. That time they pick up 11 yards here on first down.
All right, so it is Wilder to the left, Rubio to the right. Wilder gets the call. Rubio leading on the ISO here, and not much, if anything. I'm thinking he's lucky he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great pursuit that time by the Wildcats. Something that's going to be big here. We talked about the importance. You really have to control first down. And as a defensive unit, you want to get Defiance off the field, get a 3 and out. You have to put them in those 2nd and long scenarios where they're going to be forced to maybe go upstairs here a little bit.
2nd and 10 from the 37. Wilder in motion to the far side. It's a pitch. A sweep. Can Rubio clear out for him? He can. High stepping out of one tackle. Sidesteps another man across midfield and down to about the 45-yard line.
You know, as good as Rubio is a runner, he's probably a better blocker. That time did a great job of clearing some space, taking on a hit. And Wilder, with his speed, is able to move the chains once again. That's going to take the football into Napoleon territory.
A gain of 15, Scoop, and Napoleon calling a timeout. Pick your poison, whether it's Rubio in between the tackles or Wilder around one of the 2 edges, especially with Rubio running interference for him. Right now, Napoleon just doesn't seem to have an answer. I know you hear the term thunder and lightning used quite a bit, but in this case, it's pretty accurate to describe Abel Rubio and Anthony Wilder.
Boy, this Defiance Defiance offense puts so much pressure on opposing defenses. They can hit you in so many ways, but they have those big playmakers. But again, you've got guys like Rubio that aren't afraid to take guys on one-on-one. You've got guys that are carrying out their fakes. You've got guys that are getting to the hole quick. You've got guys that are blocking. And, of course, I don't think this offensive line has got enough credit. They've done an excellent job of really controlling the trenches. And how about this? Defiance has really played clean tonight. Just that one false start penalty here. And we've played nearly 21, 22 minutes. So excellent job here by the Bulldogs early. But they would love to put an exclamation point on this first half by finding a way to get the ball to the end zone.
1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. 3:01 left to go in the first half. Again, our Marcos scoreboard update. Defiance 15, Napoleon 7. We'll be checking in with Josh Bush. He'll have some scores from around the area and the state, as this is a quick flare, and it looks like it bounced in front of the intended receiver, Jay Wright, for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, good effort by Wright that time. That ball was clearly down low out in front of him. Great effort. It's going to fall incomplete, but that will stop the clock. There's still plenty of time here for Defiance. You know, they've got all of their timeouts in their back pocket, and they've got 2:57 to work with. So right now, priority one's getting in the end zone. Priority two, try to leave the opponent as little time as possible.
2:57 showing. Clock stops after the incompletion. Gomez. This is going to be a counter. Wilder off the left side, and I'm not sure who it was. It was number 11, just saved a touchdown. That's linebacker Romeo Cordoba. If he doesn't catch a piece of Wilder's shoelaces, he's off to the races.
That's a tough counterplay right there, because you have to honor that fake to Rubio. I mean, you have to not only just honor it, you've got to send a couple guys his way. And then with that speed of Wilder, you're right, though, tremendous play that time by Cordoba and a few others to prevent that ball from going into the end zone.
Chains move, 1st and 10 from the 37. Again, full house in the backfield. This will be Wilder trying to turn the far corner. He does, down the far sideline, gets a block from Rubio. Run out of bounds again by Cordoba, but not until he picks up another significant gain. See where they're spotting him, it looks to be the 25-yard line. And a pickup of 12.
Well, that time Napoleon sent a couple linebackers on the blitz, but once they were able to get to the edge there, not much pursuit coming, and another big gain there for Defiance and another first down.
We have a Wildcat down. Back across the 40-yard line, trying to get a number on the young man.
It's Ignacio Corona. He was one of the
19.
linebackers that came blitzing in there. Just about had a tackle for loss in the backfield.
And
don't know if it's an ankle or a cramp, but he's a young man that's really giving it all tonight, but certainly in some pain right there.
We won't speculate. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Josh Bush. The bulk of Defiance's plays have come to the left side, which is the sideline where Josh is getting a pretty good bird's eye view of things. And whether it's Abel Rubio, Anthony Wilder, or some of those wide receivers downfield blocking, Josh, we talked about how physical the line is, but I'm seeing some pretty good downfield blocking by the receivers in the backs. Are you noticing the same thing?
Well, absolutely, Brent. And, we're seeing not just, Abel Rubio, Anthony Wilder. Not just are they the running backs, they are back there to help each other. They're blocking for each other. They're clearing the way, and it's great to see these two. They pick each other up afterwards. It's like a 1-2 combination back there. And, it doesn't matter who has the football. Their goal is to get down the field.
Speaking of down the field, good scene here as Cardona is up and walking off to the Napoleon sideline under his own power, but he is still looking like he's not quite 100%, and the trainer is hanging on to his helmet right now. So they're going to give him a little protocol as play resumes. They're going to reverse this. This is setting up the screen to the far side. Rubio with a ton of blockers in front of him tries to spin out of a tackle, and he's run out of bounds inside the 20 at the 19. It'll go for a gain of 6.
That's a good-looking play. That time everybody's expecting to go to the wide, strong side, and that time well-designed. A little throwback screen there to the short side, and a nice pickup. It's going to take the ball once again inside the Stanball Jewelers red zone.
Stanball Jewelers serving the community since 1948. Diamonds, girl's best friend. Although you just had your ruby anniversary lately. So Stanball, if you've got rubies, especially quality rubies, price is no object for the man standing to my right here. He'll be in to maybe look for something for his lovely wife.
Well, I'll tell you what, anyone that can put up 40 years with me, they probably do deserve probably more than a ruby. I'll be first to admit it.
Make it a giant 2, maybe 3 carat ruby. How's that sound?
There you go.
Make a necklace out of it. 3rd and 2 after the short gain. Pickup of 4. This will be the 9th play of the drive. They fake the handoff to Rubio. Quick flare to Wilder. It's one-on-one. What a move! Inside the 15. It's a foot race to the end zone, and he's pulled down from behind at about the 5-yard line.
You know what? Napoleon had that defense really well, but Wilder just made an incredible move there. You saw him kind of juke back up against the grain there, and that's all it took. He's able to spring free. And another first down here for the Bulldogs, looking at 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. And again, priority 1, get the ball in the end zone. Priority 2, leave Napoleon as little time as possible. Try to go in up 2 scores here at the break.
And do we have another timeout being called by Napoleon here, or is this an official's timeout? Or is this a Defiance timeout?
I think we have a sideline warning that was called. I believe that was on Defiance. So sideline warning was called. No blood, no foul. 1st and goal here for Defiance.
From the 5, ball sits on the near hash. Rubio offset to the left of Gomez. They'll send Wilder in motion. They counter it. Rubio straight up the gut, and he plows forward to the 2 for a gain of a short 3.
No, that time they run the jet counter. That time looked like they're going to go to the wide side there. Nice handoff to the middle there, able to get down to the 2-yard line. And now we will have a timeout here by Defiance.
We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout as well. Mark Moats, County Road 424, serving the community since 1916. 104 left to go in the first half. Defiance looking at a 2nd and goal from the 3, up 15-7. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
One minute and 4 seconds left to go in the first half. Defiance has never trailed, having broken the scoreboard and led by as much as 15. Right now their lead is 8. But looking at 2nd and goal from the Napoleon 3, Scoop, this would be a huge boost to the Bulldogs if they can punch it in just before the half.
Well, you talk about a shot in the arm going to the locker room. They can make it happen here. They're not there yet, but right now, good shape, looking at 2nd down and 3. Certainly what's going to be 4-down territory if needed.
Stockman standing upright. He'll be a glorified fullback. Rubio gets the call behind Wilder and Stockman. He didn't need much more than that. He's in for the touchdown.
Wow, that's a good-looking run and a good-looking hole there on that left side. Again, a great job there. What a drive there by Defiance. Did everything they wanted to do. Were able to answer that Napoleon touchdown with a Premier Bank touchdown of their own. And now trying to tack on the PAT and put an exclamation point on this opening half.
Nicasio Hall in for the point after. Logan Hutchison will be the holder. Kick is up. Boy, I thought for a second somebody might have gotten onto that, but he got great elevation. And at the 1 minute mark here in the second quarter, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, this time an 11-play drive, capped off by a 3-yard run by the junkyard dog, Abel Rubio, and it's now 22-7. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Josh Bush. Josh, that happened right in your living room, and again, am I starting to see maybe just a little bit of wear and tear showing on that Napoleon defense?
Well, I'm going to say a name that, I'm going to repeat a name that you've said a couple of times already tonight, Tyler Doden Kiesling.
Yeah, absolutely.
He made that seal on that left side of the line that allowed the run to get into the end zone. So the line is pushing. It looks like there's a little bit of fatigue on that Napoleon line. You got guys that are going both ways all night long early in the season here. And, Tyler Doden Kiesling had his way with the Napoleon defensive line there and made way for Abel Rubio right in the end zone.
We're going to be mentioning Tyler Doden Kiesling's name plenty of times over the next 2 years, Josh. He had his summer stolen from him due to an injury. Otherwise, he would have been on the front of a lot of camps, and I guarantee you he's going to be gaining looks from not just the MAC, but I'm going to guess some big Power 5 schools in the not-too-distant future.
Well, and he's a very big athletic kid. I mean, just being next to him on the sidelines down here, you get a completely different perspective of what these young men, and there's some big kids down here, so he's one of the biggest.
Thanks for the report. We'll check in with Josh here as halftime just around the corner. As a short kick fielded by Gherkin. He fielded it around the, 35? Quick run up the far sideline. Where are they going to spot him? At the 40?
I think at the 40-yard line. That time just trying to keep the ball away from Rubenstein with only a minute left. You don't want to give up that big play. But I think Josh hit the nail on the head there, Brent, the fact that that hole opened up by Doden Kiesling. I think Jerry Beauty could have got his golf cart through that hole.
Well, again, we talk about the physicality, and especially in the trenches. And Tyler Doden Kiesling, it's 6'3", 235 pounds, and just a junior. But there's some big beef right there on the interior of the line, not the least of which for Defiance number 68, Big Ray Salinas. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Espinoza will roll out. He's firing across his body. Boy, that was a long way to go, hauling it in, but Jordan Wright with a tremendous hit, making sure that Paul Saucer didn't pick up any yards after the catch.
Yeah, tremendous hit there by Wright. That time Defiance in a cover 4 that time, keeping everybody in front. Napoleon trying to take advantage. They pick up 9 big yards there, get the ball near the midfield stripe. Still with 52 seconds left. Napoleon also does have 2 timeouts remaining as well.
Dropping back, Espinoza fires off his back foot underneath. Rubenstein's got it, and
save a timeout there. They do move the chains, and now the ball resting in Defiance territory at the Bulldog 45-yard line.
Dropping back again, just a lateral route. Catch made, making the first man miss as Gibbs couldn't quite bring down Jax Roca. I'll check that. That was number 36.
Garrett Hall.
Number 34. It's Garrett Hall.
Yeah, tremendous run after the catch there by Hall, who was able to juke one man and fight his way out of bounds once again to preserve another timeout. 2nd and 7 coming up for Napoleon. Ball at the 42-yard line, Defiance. And now we're down to the last 36.4 seconds of this opening half. And it's been a good one for the Bulldogs, but they want to finish the half out strong here. Defense has to come up big one more time.
2nd and 7 from the 42. Espinoza rolling out far side. Fires, quick out, caught, and immediately on him, Hutchison runs Rubenstein out of bounds. We'll wait and see where the line judge says he stepped out.
Boy, that time no forward progress. He lost 3 yards after the catch. But the one positive there for the Wildcats, it does stop the clock. They ruled Rubenstein out of bounds. But right now, still maybe a foot short of a first down. Ball resting just inside the 36-yard line. Still 29 seconds and some change here for the Wildcats.
Scoop, unofficially, I've got Espinoza for almost 100 yards through the air. But most of that has come in between the 20s. They have been tough going inside the red zone as Espinoza fires across the middle. He's got his man complete. That's Eggers out of the backfield and a dead sprint to the boundary to try and get out of bounds, and he does, and that is a high IQ football play.
It really was. Nice job there. Kind of ran a drag there across the middle of the field, and a good job again giving your guys some times. Espinoza is able to throw a strike, and that's the 6th passing first down by Napoleon here in this opening half. They only have 7 total. 6 have been through the airways.
That was good for 15 yards. He's now over 100 unofficially by my book. But right now, he needs to find the end zone, and they don't have much time left to do it. He's going to fire deep down the far side. This is just athlete on athlete, and you saw Rubenstein get turned about 2 or 3 different ways, and that pass sails out of bounds.
Yeah, the one thing about Espinoza, he can throw the football a long way. That time he was running left, threw it off his back foot, just trying to throw a jump ball to a guy like Rubenstein over there on the backside. But you're not really going to find Rubenstein in a situation locked in one-on-one. But again, they kind of had a free down there. The fact that they still have 17.3. They can go to the middle field here as well. The fact Napoleon also has 2 timeouts left.
Rubenstein, straight drop, pockets clean. He's going to sling to the near boundary. Boy, he lays it in perfectly as Gherkin has it. He paid a price as Gibbs lowers the shoulder, but he's inside the 20. And is Napoleon going to burn a timeout here?
Yes, they did. So 10.9. You still have time for 2 plays. You still have 1 timeout left, so you don't have to go to the sideline or the end zone here on the first play. Defiance, after kind of being in the prevent here for this entire series. We'll see if they change things up here as the ball is now in the red zone.
First and 10 from the 17. Just under 11 seconds left to go. 1 timeout still left for the Wildcats. Espinoza looks left, fires across the middle. He's got a man wide open, caught, and down at the 2-yard line. Gherkin just found a hole, came in right in front of Eli Howerton, and now the Wildcats will burn their final timeout. First and goal from the Defiance 2 with 6 seconds left in the half.
Wow, this is an awfully big play. I know we got a lot of football left, but a lot of momentum riding on these next 6 seconds here coming up. Great pitch and catch again there by the Wildcats, who are knocking on the door, trying to make this a 1-score game.
Well, now here's the question. 2 yards, but no timeouts, and just 6 seconds. Do you throw all your eggs into one basket and challenge your offensive line to open up some daylight, or do you go to the air knowing that if it's incomplete, you get at least 1 more snap of the football?
I think you go upstairs here just so you get an extra play. You know, you want to be safe. You're not going to hold on to the football, take the sack. You're out of timeouts. You're going to maybe do a quick out, maybe do a quick curl out here, something that's not going to take 6 seconds. Then if you don't make it, then you have all options open on that final play, which could be run, pass, RPO. We'll see what Coach Swery has up his sleeve right here. But again, Defiance has gotten a little conservative. It started with that conservative kickoff, and then they've gone to the 4 deep here. And Napoleon has taken advantage. It's been an impressive 2-minute drill here for Napoleon, or actually I should say 1-minute drill.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can finish it right here with 6 seconds left in this opening half.
First and goal from the 2. Eggers and Aguiar in the backfield. This has got more of the traditional wing flavor to it. Espinoza under center. 3-step drop, even more. Fires into the flat. Eggers has it. Makes one man miss. Cannot get in. Did he fumble the ball? Did he get in? We've got celebrations. We've got a touchdown. Wow.
Well, wait just a minute. The officials are going to talk this over right there. You see, they do signal Premier Bank touchdown.
No time showing on the clock, and the point after team is coming onto the field, and it looks like this is going to stand.
Well, give George Eggers all the credit. That was him. I thought Defiance had that snuffed out pretty well. They made contact about the 3-yard line, but just a termination effort by Eggers. He finds a way to get in the end zone. What a shot in the arm for Napoleon. And here's Melkin once again, who was 35 for 38 last year on PAT.
He's through here.
That
The point
down the
after
middle
is good. And we have a new ball game at the half. Defiance 22, but you can hear the energy on the Napoleon side of the stadium as they know they've just made a new ball game out of it. 9 plays, a drive that started at their own 40, and it's capped off a 2-yard touchdown pass. Espinoza to Eggers, second, even third effort by the junior running back to get in. It's 22-14. We are going to take a quick Mark Moats Ford timeout. When we come back, it is our halftime show. We'll check in with Josh Bush. We'll also have some scores from around the area and a whole lot more. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with more. Our halftime show brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. At the intermission, 22-14, Defiance with the lead. We'll come back and enjoy some of the Defiance band and check in with Josh Bush right after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back with the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show at the intermission. Host Wildcats get in on the final play of the first half, a 2-yard touchdown pass. Espinoza to Eggers. Point after is good, and Defiance's lead trimmed to 22-14 as both teams are in the locker room. Our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. We'll check in with Josh Bush down on the sidelines, but first, let's give you a listen to the Defiance Marching Band. Defiance High School Marching Band, one of the best not just in Northwest Ohio, but in the state of Ohio. Bringing some entertainment here at the intermission, the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show, as the Bulldogs lead the Wildcats 22-14. Let's send it down to the sidelines with Josh Bush. Josh, I know a lot being made out of the 105th meeting in the River Rock rivalry, but at the same time, a moment of silence was held before the kickoff here this evening, as there are some heavy hearts in the Defiance stands.
Yeah, the Defiance Banda class, the Defiance community, Defiance High School lost one of our would-be seniors just last week, and Liam Boldry, who is a member of the marching banda class and terrific young man who is, I believe, a trombone player. So the band has got some patches on their uniforms that they're wearing. The football players also with some stickers on their helmets remembering Liam, a member of the class of 2025. So again, a moment of silence earlier was respected by all, and that was a nice thing, but definitely rough for this senior class to lose one of their own.
We're going to take a quick time out. The Midwest Federal Community Credit Union halftime show. When we come back, we'll check in with Josh again. He'll have the Marco's Pizza scoreboard update for us. Our score here at the intermission: Bulldogs 22, Wildcats 17. We're back with more right after this on DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
The Defiance High School Marching Band taking the first half of this evening's halftime show, the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. Our score here: visiting Defiance 22, host Napoleon 14. Time now for our in-game scoreboard, brought to you by Marco's Pizza, with 9 locations in Northwest Ohio. Wishing all area athletes good luck this season. Order online at marcos.com for takeout or delivery. Let's go back down to the sidelines and check in with Josh Bush.
All right, Brent, thank you, and give you guys a little bit of a breather up there. Been doing a nice job up there. It's finally cooling off down here, though. I'll say that much. It's the sun is set behind the press box on your side, and it's cooled off a little bit. But we'll take a look at some scores from around Northwest Ohio. Western Buckeye League, St. Mary's up on St. Henry's 19-7 at the half. We have Van Wert leading Bryan halftime 21-8. Wapakoneta 21-13 over St. John's. Liberty Benton all over Ottawa Glandorf through the first half 21-0. And Salina Big over South 41-0. Kenton Trails Eastwood early on 31-7. So Western Buckeye League seems to be faring pretty well so far in week number 1. That, of course, with the Western Buckeye League, you want to get those wins because it's your only non-conference game with the 10-team league. So let's flip it over. Green Meadows Conference, a couple of schools that we're going to be keeping our eye on. In fact, we'll be at Ayersville next Friday night, and the Pilots trailing Delta at second quarter. Last check in there, Pilots down 35-0. Sonora trails Liberty Center as well, 35-0. Hicksville falling behind to Patrick Henry early, 41-6. Antwerp leads Montpelier. Fairview on top of Wauseon, and Wayne Trace trails Fort Recovery at the half as well. So we got some really good stuff going on there. We'll move over to NWOAL. Archbold, how about this? Behind Genoa at the half, 14-0. And let's see who else is. Evergreen up on Elmwood, that one early on, 14-0. As I'm getting some encouragement from our superintendent in the background here. You know, there's always somebody down here that has to give you a hard time. So some of those area scores from around here, Brent, as you can see, there's all kinds of football going on around Northwest Ohio. Good to see Western Buckeye League, though. As we know, that one non-conference game, you got to get those out-of-league points when it comes down. I mean, a little early to talk playoff points, but you want to get those non-conference points in week number 1.
Nope, good point. Appreciate it. Again, Josh Bush with our Marco's scoreboard, in-game scoreboard. Did I say Marco's Scoreboard? They do scoreboards, but they specialize in pizza. The Marco's Pizza Scoreboard Update with 9 locations in Northwest Ohio. Wishing all area athletes good luck this season. Order online at marcos.com for takeout or delivery. We're going to take another quick timeout. The Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show continues right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. The Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
My agent said no. We welcome you back to Buckenmeyer Stadium. Oh, we're having some fun up in the press box here. What a ball game. The 105th meeting in the River Rock rivalry. And right now, the seniors for Napoleon trying to make sure that they don't go 0 for a prep career against their arch rivals, and it has been every bit of what we thought it would be. Bulldogs 22, Wildcats 14 as the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show continues. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. Normally we have dignitaries on the right and luminaries on the left, but Andrew Ham can stand anywhere he wants. He is the athletics director among many hats here at Napoleon High School, but he's stopping by to throw on a headset. The first thing you said when you popped in on us is, what a crowd. Yeah. You didn't doubt, though, did you?
No, I knew, this always is a great crowd. We're always very fortunate, but I think the weather's been phenomenal tonight, and then I just think there's been a lot of excitement this year for the kickoff, so appreciate everybody coming out and supporting both the teams and the cheerleaders and the band and everything. I love Friday nights. It's a lot of fun.
We've already had these two teams meet up in soccer. We covered volleyball last Friday night over at the Dog Pound. But one thing I learned very quickly when I got here last year, as intense as this rivalry is, it's also a very healthy rivalry, a lot of respect.
Yeah, I actually was talking to the officials as we were walking them to the locker room at halftime, and they said, it's an intense game. Both teams are going after it, but in the right way. And I think since I've been here, it's always been that. No matter what sport we're playing with Defiance, we want to beat them. We really don't want to lose to them. So, vice versa. But, there's a lot of respect. I think it's the two coaching staffs. I mean, Jerry Beauty is phenomenal. When I got this job, he's one of the first ones to call and say, hey, whatever you need. I think you have two first-class communities and two first-class districts that, really support their teams, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of it.
Andrew, talk about this rivalry a little bit. I mean, what goes on throughout the week here? I know the excitement. We see it here live in front of us on Friday night, but I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on before we get to this juncture.
I mean, so we have in our locker room, and I would imagine Defiance has something similar where
they do.
And the countdown, like it'll start tomorrow. And obviously, we have a lot of other games, but and anybody ever goes, what's it like? I'm like, it'd be like if Michigan Ohio State played week 1. So it's a lot of fun. The kids get up for it. There'd be guest speakers at practice to talk to the kids about tradition. Sometimes you might get a side bet here and there. We won't always talk about those. But it's phenomenal. We do our meet the teams, and the thing I always try to do, we have our beat dogs chant. I always try to tell us, hey, let's be as loud as we can so they can hear us, so they can start getting nervous for the game. So no, it's a lot of fun. The kids know each other, so it's great. And I think the communities are intermingled, and like I said, there's a lot of bragging rights, but there's also a lot of respect.
This is just one game
Yes.
in a larger rivalry
Yeah.
and a larger season,
Yes.
and it's not just football. You and I were talking about it when I came over yesterday to talk to Coach Swery. A number of different athletes in a number of different sports. They all deserve a modicum of respect.
Yes.
Here's an open microphone. What's coming up in the near or even the distant future that you want to let people know about?
Tomorrow we have a heck of a day. We have our volleyball team opens up at home with Brian. We have a triple header, freshman JV and varsity. Our water polo team has their Courtney Fisher sprint off, so they'll be playing games basically from about 8 a.m. tomorrow to about 8 o'clock on Saturday, and then some games on Sunday. Both our cross-country teams will start over at the Defiance Early Bird. JV football will be playing. We got a lot going on, and if I miss somebody, I apologize. This past week we had, I think, 5 soccer games. We had volleyball matches. Our junior high teams are getting after it too. So, and then our competition cheer squad, along with our sideline cheer, is going. And then obviously our band does a great job. Mr. Letzik, has grown that, and I love to see them play. And I even knew I was locked in this morning as I was brushing my teeth. I was humming the alma mater. My wife even heard me outside the bathroom, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." So
he has set down roots, Scoop.
It is. No. My wife teaches here. Both my boys go to school here. We're definitely all in Napoleon. We love it. It's a tremendous community, and I'm very, very blessed to have this job. I'm very humbled by it, but appreciate it and try to work my tail off to do the best for the kids, the coaches, and the community.
We appreciate you coming up and joining us.
Thank you, guys.
I will say this,
Thanks,
and I know
Andrew.
I shouldn't have favorites, but Scoop, we called that volleyball match last Friday. I am an Ava Good fan.
Oh, she's a heck of an athlete, good leader, and
even better person,
and
right?
a good person. So yeah.
You can relay that.
Yeah, comes from good stock. So it's.
Can't wait to watch her again next Napoleon volleyball match.
And then we'll see her seeking some threes come winter too. So
that's true.
Yeah,
now look at him; he's already graduating to winter sports season. This is just the season opener.
I'm ready for anything. So yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for your hospitality. You've been first class here tonight.
No problem.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Both teams coming back out onto the field for a quick warm-up. We're going to take one last timeout in our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. We're back with quarter number 3 right after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Visit Mark Motes Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Motes Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmotesford.com. The Strady Center for the Arts, entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
Well, they've tacked on 3 more minutes on the clock as Defiance is out. I'm still not seeing signs of Napoleon right now. Do you think that Coach Swery might be coaching or preaching a little fire in that locker room? There you take a look at Coach Cooper. He's letting his guy know time to get ready. He's talking with Brez Ziffel, who's warming up. Brez Ziffel is not expected to play tonight. He is rehabbing. We do anticipating being back next Friday night. But right now, Defiance looks like they're ready to go, and we're waiting for Napoleon to come out of the locker room right now.
Yeah, I think on these hot nights, maybe Coach Swery, certainly he's preaching some fire to the boys here tonight, but he's also maybe trying to keep them out of the weather here, keep them a little bit hydrated, keep them rested. They will put 3 additional minutes on here to mandatory stretch time here before the start of the third quarter. But again, this is going to be a chess match here in the second half. Both teams threw a lot of punches that first half. Both teams seem to have a good response to each other. So, once you got knocked down on the turf, teams got back up. What would you expect out of Defiance Napoleon rivalry anyways?
Well, and also a situation here where we thought that Napoleon had won and deferred. Instead, Defiance will be getting the football to start the second half. And there you take a look at the master planner. You talk about a guy who is, to use an analogy, the scientist in the laboratory. His playbook is deep, it is intricate, and it has some really cool wrinkles in it. You just ask a number of teams last season, when you don't have a kicker and you have to get as creative as possible every single time you score a touchdown on a 2-point conversion. The first score at Central Catholic caught the Irish kind of out of their jocks, so to speak. Again, Coach Cooper and his staff really know how to open up a playbook. That is an offensive mastermind you're looking at right now.
No question about it. And certainly, this isn't his first rodeo. He spent many years as head coach at Bryan High School in the NWL, also at Wauseon High School as well. And 15 seasons as a head coach alone, several seasons as assistant coach. But again, he's trying to he knows he's got a strong class here in this senior group. And he knows he's got a good surrounding crew around him. So they want to maximize things. They're giving teams a lot to think about. But again, it goes back to this is that rivalry game. You've had, you know each other so well, but yet you don't have any game film from prior games. Week one here. I'm sure we'll see a few wrinkles by both teams here in the second half.
So we've got 1:35. Quickly, if you're Coach Cooper, what did you tell your team in the locker room?
Well, I think for Coach Cooper, it's simple. We have to wear them down. That's got to be the message here. We've got to win the trenches. We've got to get off the football. We have to continue to play clean and control first down, something they were really good at in that opening half. But I think the message, too, as well, that we've seen the firepower from this Napoleon offense. We have to get off the field here on third down and limit those long drives that Napoleon was able to put a couple together in that first half.
On the flip side, if you coach Swery, you scored, you created a brand new ball game on the last play of the half. What was your message to your team?
Well, you're challenging your defense. Defiance was 3 for 3. They had the possession just 3 times the first half, but they got it in the end zone each and every time. So he's going to challenge that defense. Hey, let's set the tone early here. Let's put a little pressure on Defiance here. See if we can get a turnover. See if we can get a quick 3 and out and let our offense pick up where they left off here at the end of second quarter.
Unofficial halftime stats. First for the Bulldogs, 137 yards rushing, being led by Abel Rubio. 12 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Anthony Wilder, 8 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown. And Noah Gomez just keeping the defense honest enough, 3 carries for 16 yards. Gomez 7 for 8 for 49 yards through the air and a touchdown, 186 total yards for the Bulldogs. For the Wildcats, just 17 yards rushing. Eggers picking up 18. They did have a couple runners with a loss, but they've been doing it through the air. Espinoza, unofficially 18 for 19 for 137 yards and that 2-yard touchdown just at the end of the half. A bit more balance for Defiance and just, I don't want to say a one-man wrecking crew, but Espinoza has been putting the Wildcats on his back, at least offensively, and saying, guys, follow me.
Well, I thought he might have a good game tonight. The fact that he got roughed up in this game a year ago. He threw 2 interceptions. He was sacked 6 times. I know that had to leave a bad taste in his mouth, and he's had this one circled for a long time. He came out and really executed high gear, and what a phenomenal final minute there by the senior. Directing that offense, they went over 55 yards there for the score, scoring on the last play of the half. Now we'll see if Napoleon can carry that momentum into this second half.
Wildcats will kick it off, teeing it up right at the middle hash of the 40-yard line. It is American standing deep for the Bulldogs is Wilder, and trying to see who's on the near side here. So going to kick well away from Anthony Wilder. This was right. Did we have a loose ball? Nope, just a little extracurricular activity after And it looks like decent field position for the Bulldogs to open up the second half. Spot the ball, please, sir. It looks like it's going to be the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. It'll be the 30. Why not?
Well, that's good starting position. And at that time, credit Wilder because they're trying to kick away from him. When you do that, you're kind of sacrificing some yards on that. You just don't want to give up the big play. But Defiance now here trying to keep that offense going, who scored on all 3 possessions, as we mentioned, in that opening half.
Wilder and Borton will set up wide to the near side. There are twins to the far side. Rubio the lone back. Wilder in motion. They'll turn and spin him. They'll hand off to him. Crashing in is Rubenstein. He hits him once. The rest of the troops arriving, and Wilder will be lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
What a great play by Rubenstein. Last year's, of course, NOL Defensive Player of the Year. We've talked about him a lot. That's just a stellar play right there. He's able to get up the field and make first contact. And that's going to be a tackle for loss, something we haven't seen a lot of tonight from that Wildcat defense. But great start there, trying to control first down here in the second half.
2nd and 11. Ball rests now at the 29-yard line. Rolling out, near side, Gomez in a world of hurt, shucks Rubenstein and somehow gets it to Rubio. And the Junkyard Dog says, I'll take anybody on, get in front of me, as he powers his way out to near the 35-yard line.
Oh, what a play there by Gomez. Looked like Rubenstein was going to get back-to-back tackle for losses. That one was going to be a sack, but that time Gomez kind of looked like sunshine there. And remember the Titans there shedding a little blocker there and throwing a dime out there to the flats. That's a big play. Instead of losing yards, they pick up 5. Makes it a little bit more manageable 3rd and 6 here. We've got a few more options open in your playbook.
Twins to the near and the far side with the ball on the near hash. Boy, look at how tight that box is by Napoleon, but they'll keep the linebackers back. It's a wide receiver screen, and maybe to the 35-yard line. Wright just got swarmed over, and that was Romeo Cordoba. We've called that middle linebacker's name all night, and he flew to the football.
Well, he really did. That's a big-time play right there, and Napoleon does exactly what they talked about at the intermission. They come out, force a quick 3 and out, and now Defiance forced to punt the football away. Napoleon should get pretty good field position. Rubenstein back. Remember, Rubenstein has that big playability. Took a couple returns last year to the house.
Gomez is the punter. This is a good one. High end over end, and Rubenstein with Howerton breathing down his neck elects to call for the fair catch. So they'll flip the field, but pretty good field position for the Wildcats to see what they can do, trailing by a possession, 22-14, first offensive series of the 3rd quarter. Ball will be put at the 33-yard line. Espinoza again unofficially. What a first half, Scoop. 18 of 19 for 137 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's incredible. Those are Ryan Montgomery type numbers from Finley, who's committed to Georgia. I mean, he's just been outstanding. We'll see if they go upstairs early here in this 3rd quarter.
Espinoza rolls out to the far side. Pocket's clean. He'll fire underneath. It is complete to Garrett Hull.
Well, nice safe play that time by Napoleon on first down, but excellent coverage there by Defiance. Just trying to keep everybody in front. And Napoleon, that play is designed, it's a pretty safe pass to make, but what you're hoping you can break that tackle and get 7-8 yards. Instead, great hold there in first down. Pick up just 1 there for Napoleon.
2nd and 9. Ball rests on the far hash. Gherkin and Rubenstein to the near side, but the strong side is to the right. Espinoza will fake the handoff, and he's in a world of trouble. That play looked like it was broken from almost the get-go. He was thinking he was going to have some daylight. I don't know if it was in the A or the B gap on the right side, but credit Defiance's defensive line. There was nothing.
Yeah, Defiance did an excellent job that time. Looked like Alex Hinojosa that time getting in, and also a little bit of pressure that time from Stephen Huffman there on that defensive line. And once again, Napoleon now looking at a 3rd and long here.
3rd and 9 from their own 33. After getting their first stop of the ball game, Napoleon trying to advance the sticks here, firing to the near boundary. Rubenstein's got it, makes the first man miss, and literally carries Gibbs to the first down marker, and it looks like they're going to give it to him. Wow.
Well, that's just great coaching. Get the ball to your athlete, let him make a play. That time, Rubenstein had no business coming up with the first down that time. That catch was well short of the first down marker, but again, excellent read, excellent cut. By the time he dives that 6'3" frame forward, a big 3rd down conversion for Napoleon. They'll have a fresh set of downs on their own 45-yard line.
Chains move, so does the clock. Now under 9 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter. Espinoza rolling out, tries to fire the far side, picked off! Is this Salinas? Run, big man, run! He fumbles the ball, but Rubio is there to follow on it. It's still loose, and Napoleon gets it back inside the 15-yard line. Oh my goodness, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
A little hot potato that time. The offense became the defense in a hurry, and that ball got knocked loose. There is laundry down on the field. We'll see what the call is. Looks like at best Napoleon is going to end up losing about 30 yards on an exchange. They will get a first down at it, but they're going to be backed up deep inside their own territory.
Let's keep an eye on the official here and see what the call is. The umpire about to give us the signal. Soon, we hope. Holding. Defense. Declined. Do we have multiple fouls? No, we don't. Just that. So that must have been on the return, the holding, correct?
Yes. So Napoleon will get the. Well, I'm sorry.
Napoleon
will get the football, but they'll be back on their own 13-yard line. But that's better than the scenario where Defiance has it, trying to make this once again a 2-score game. But after all that, Defiance now has an opportunity here to force Napoleon here in a long field here. We'll see how aggressive Coach Swery wants to be.
Well, this is technically a separate offensive series because there was a change of possession with the interception and the fumble. So this is technically Napoleon's second offensive series of the second half. Eggers takes the pitch. He's hitting the backfield, still stays on his feet, and powers his way out to the 15-yard line.
A great job by Eggers. You know, that time Defiance really sniffed it out pretty well. They had people in position, but boy, trying to lay out Eggers there. He gets so many yards after contact. He had no business getting 3 yards there, but that's awfully big there. Kind of keeps the point on schedule, where, again, they just want to try to get 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust here if they can to keep the chains moving here and keep the football away from the front.
Right now, can you imagine what's going through Ray Salinas' mind? You've got to lock back in and continue to play strong defense. 2nd and 6, Espinoza fires into the flat to Rubenstein. He's sandwiched and still breaks out of 2, 3, 4. It's taking a handful of defenders to finally bring him down. All of that for maybe a 3-yard gain.
But you know, that's awfully big. Those yak yards continue to add up. Instead of looking at, 3rd down and 4 or 5, now it's going to be 3rd down and 1. So again, you have
a
all
bulldog
options
down.
Available.
We have a bulldog down. He was slow to get up, and it is right. Hopefully that's just a cramp. But he got up slowly, and now we've got a timeout on the field. He went down, and he's grabbing that right knee or calf. Hopefully he's okay. We'll take a quick one as well. The Mark Motes Ford timeout, serving the community since 1916. 7:15 left to go, 3rd quarter. Defiance 22, Napoleon 14 on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. The Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
6:43 left to go in the third quarter. Napoleon ran one play coming out of that timeout. It was Eggers off of left tackle for a gain of 4. It's good enough to move the chains, though. So 1st and 10 from the 27 as Espinoza fires off his back foot. He was getting some pressure from the weak side, trying to go to Shaw, running a shallow crossing route. It's incomplete. That's just the second, well, technically if you count the interception, just the third incomplete pass in 22 tries tonight for the senior quarterback.
Yeah, Espinoza's been really good here tonight. He's really been locked in, and he's had a lot of help as well. But what Napoleon really hasn't been able to do is get that running game established. You know, just as you mentioned, Brent, at halftime, just 17 rushing yards for Napoleon. We did see Eggers there get 5 there on that third down conversion just a couple plays ago.
Espinoza, two-step drop, fires across the middle. It's complete. I believe that's Gherkin at the 35. Spins out of a tackle. He's going to be close. Second effort may have just given him the first down, and it did. Man, he is slippery. You talk about playing behind Parker Woods, Trey Rubenstein, two guys that can take the top off the coverage, but Gherkin is that possession receiver that every team would love to have, Scoop. He just knows where the chains are. He gets 3, 4, 5 yards after the catch. He is a handful.
This is a Napoleon football team playing with a lot of heart here tonight. This is the team last year started out 0-4. They were able to win 5 straight, won 6 of their last 8, and now after hitting some heavy graduation, trying to build on last season's late success there.
Flag on the play as Espinoza slides on, I think, what might have been a busted play, shy of the 40, but this one might be coming back. So we'll be checking in with Josh Bush down on the sidelines. I'm trying to get an eye on where Josh is. I got him now, down at the 20 at the other end of the field. At least that's where his cameraman Ryan is. Oh, wait a minute. Ryan will come to him. False start against Napoleon. Ryan showing off some extraordinary athleticism of his own. That has got to be about an 80-yard sprint with the equipment down the far sideline. That is impressive.
You talk about being an athlete. We saw it right there.
We'll get to Josh in just a second here. As it's 1st and 15, Napoleon backed up to their own 32. Jet sweep, Rubenstein to the short end of the field, nothing doing, hurdles a man, and maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Scoop, does that surprise you, though? They ran number 1, a play that took a while to develop, and they ran it to the short side of the field.
Yeah, the fact they went to the short side, Rubenstein, you just want to try to give him some room to juke some guys and go. And that time he did all he could, but he just ran out of real estate. Was fortunate to maybe hop there for a yard or 2. Again, so important for the success of that hybrid wing offense. You've got to control the edges, and that time Defiance won that battle.
Twins to the far side on 2nd and 12. Espinoza rolling out and laundry being thrown. We may have another false start.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Napoleon, that will be their 4th penalty of the night. And now they've been flagged for 30 yards in those 4 penalties.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Defiance, just the 1 5-yard penalty. They did have one that Napoleon declined that hold on the fumble and double fumble, so to speak, or interception and fumble combined.
We'll head to Josh Bush on the sidelines following this play. As Napoleon marching the wrong way, 2nd and 17 from their own 30. Not much, nothing for Eggers, and a nice job to break through into the secondary and tackle for a loss. Great job by Chase Camaso.
Well, I really love how Defiance is covering the flanks here in this third quarter. Napoleon's going to have to make some adjustments, maybe take some deep shots here before we get much deeper into this game.
And Eggers is down, 4:04 left to go in the third quarter. Defiance leading 22-14, and officials timeout. Let's head down to the sidelines and check in with Josh Bush.
Chase Camaso get through there on that last play, and you can see again a lot of mistakes on this drive for Napoleon. We've had a couple of penalties already here on this drive, keeping them kind of behind the sticks a little bit here, out of sequence, if you will. And Defiance trying to take advantage here. Big play there by Chase Camaso.
Thanks, Josh. As limping off the field, Eggers moving as quickly as possible. And Scoop again, not as warm as we're used to seeing this time of year, but still a little sticky. And I'm guessing hydration here. Guy's cramping up, and he's going to try and walk this one off. And look where he goes to immediately. I thought he was going to pick up a Gatorade bottle, but hopefully he'll be back in the game.
Yeah, he's cramping, and you knew you were going to have that before the night was over. And, obviously hydration is a big part of trying to reduce those cramps, but it's just not hydration on game day. That's something that starts throughout the week, getting plenty of rest, all the good stuff, eating right. We hope to see that young man on the field here soon.
So 3rd and 18 from their own 29. Technically the second drive of the second half. Firing on a quick slant. Rubenstein's got it. 40, 45. Boy, they gave him a ton of cushion, but it looks like he's going to be a yard short of the first down marker.
Oh, what a pitch again, once again by Espinosa's, and what a run there after the catch. And now decision time. You've got 4th down and a yard, and you're in your own territory. You're near the midfield stripe. I kind of expect Napoleon to go for it right here. This is what kind of makes this rivalry what it is. The fact that neither team's going to back away. They're going to roll the dice. And a huge play coming up here as we near the 3-minute mark.
Calculated risk here with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and they go to a hard count, and Defiance jumps. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's one of those things. It's such a heads-up call. You've got Eggers right now on the sideline, so you don't have that power back to get you a yard, so they go with the hard count. If Defiance doesn't jump, maybe Napoleon burns a timeout and kicks it away. Instead, a first down via the penalty, and that takes the ball into Defiance territory. Napoleon keeps the momentum and the football.
How many times do you hear coaches talk about it? They're playing checkers, we'll play chess. And Napoleon played chess in that situation, and they got a free 5. First down, 1st and 10, inside Napoleon territory. Quick flare on a wide receiver screen, and checking to make sure that was actually an incomplete forward pass and not a lateral. Scoop, Defiance has had the ball for just 3 plays so far here in the third quarter. Now, granted, the interception woulda, coulda, shoulda with the fumble inside the 15, but this will be the 6th play of the drive for Napoleon. Couple that with 4 plays prior in that first drive. They've been playing keep away from Defiance here in the third quarter.
They really have. They've controlled the football now nearly 10 minutes. And also remember, they had that walk-off drive there at the end of the first half. So they've really dominated things as far as time possession.
2nd and 10. The pitch. Eggers back in the game. Finds a hole around the edge. Slithers his way inside the 45 down to the 44. And he's coming off again, and he's not putting any pressure on that left leg. I don't know about you, but I could never just roll over. I had to stretch it. We've got 2 Wildcats down now, as it looks like we've got a lineman stretching it out on the field. There's Eggers on the sideline, and they're starting to fall like flies here in the third quarter at Napoleon.
Well, that's what we talked about before the game off air, the over-under on when were the cramps going to hit. Was it going to be early in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, and both teams, I think, being plagued by them. But you just hope these guys can kind of get back in.
We're going to take a quick timeout, a Mark Moats Ford timeout, serving the community since 1916, located on County Road 424 in Defiance, markmoatsford.com. 2:11 left to go third quarter, Defiance 22. Napoleon 14, you're watching DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
2 minutes, 11 seconds left to go, third quarter. No change in our score from the half. Defiance 22, Napoleon 14. The story so far of this third quarter, the Bulldogs have had the ball for exactly 3 plays. The Wildcats, this will be the 6th play of the drive. They've had it for 10 total on 3rd and 4. Espinoza will air it out down the far side and incomplete. Well, that is just athlete on athlete. He was going for Rubenstein, but how about Logan Hutchison running stride for stride with him, and that will bring up 4th down.
Well, Hutchison's such a great athlete. He's a guy that I'm sure all the coaches have a lot of confidence in. Even though he's given up, 7-8 inches
easily
there to Rubenstein. Again, he's a guy that's going to put his hat in there. He's not going to back away. And now Napoleon once again looks like they'll go for it here on 4th down. Unless they're going to maybe do a pooch punt. We'll see what happens.
From the 43-yard line, they're going for it. Espinoza, 2-step drop, slings it underneath. They're giving a lot of cushion. He's manhandled and double-teamed. He will not get it. And now we've got a late flag. Looking at Howerton, and I believe
that time it was Gibbs coming in there on a big-time hit.
And let's wait and see what the laundry is. It's against Napoleon, I think, from where I'm looking. No, it's going against Defiance. He made the wrong signal. Which way is it, sir? It is against Napoleon. He got turned around, and it will be Napoleon possession. 1st and 10 from the 40. It's all right. First game for everybody.
A great job by the sophomore Chase Comissal that time from his linebacker position, and also Kelton Gibbs, the junior, from his linebacker position. They smelled that out. Whew. They caught that ball maybe a yard shy of the 1st down marker, and they made sure he wasn't going to get an inch after the catch.
That was just great closing speed because it certainly looked like the daylight was there. But again, secondary, linebackers, and even the secondary for Defiance, they're giving some cushion here. They're defying, or at least daring, Napoleon to beat them underneath. And on that occasion, their athletes were up to the challenge.
Yeah, they really were, and that's a big-time stop there. They find a way to get off the field. And now the offense, see if they get something going here after only having a couple plays here in this entire third quarter.
1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line, faking the handoff. Gomez going to fire deep, and that was into double coverage right on a post, but he was in a sea of Navy, not the least of which Cole Sarragan running stride for stride with him, and then providing coverage over the top was Hayden Gherkin.
Yeah, Gherkin was that center fielder that time that made sure that he kept everything in front. Maybe a couple yards there away from
we've got another Wildcat down.
And the cramps continue to mount up.
Well, up, and I believe it's the shoal, and almost down immediately. It's been primarily Napoleon. We've seen a couple of Defiance players hunched over and limp off, but again, these young men expending so much energy, so much fluid on a warm, muggy night. It's beginning to take its toll. 2nd down and 10 from the 26. Here's where you would expect to see a steady diet of either Rubio or Wilder. They'll send Stockman in motion from the near to the far side. Instead, they'll roll Gomez out. Looking for a screen. He's going to dump it off underneath. And, well, let's see what you can get done one-on-one. Anthony Wilder as he backpedals his way across the 25 out to the 28. It'll go for a gain of a short 2.
Good coverage in the secondary that time in Napoleon, and that time they had to check it off and go to their safety valve. Wilder that time, who was contained there for just a short pickup. So another big opportunity coming up for this Napoleon defense, trying to find a way to force another quick 3-and-out for Defiance. Really their second true offensive series of this second half.
3rd and 8. Under a minute left to go here in the third quarter. Defiance 22, Napoleon 14. What does Coach Cooper have called up his sleeve? They're going to fire, and that one almost intercepted by Sarrigan. There was clear miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. Gomez coming up to Brady Borton saying, I was throwing to a spot thinking he was going to run what looked to be a quick out, and Borton looked like he was running a rail route or a glorified fly, and the only person even close to that was Sarrigan, and Defiance is very lucky that wasn't a pick six.
Oh, really fortunate. Sarrigan's such a great athlete, too. He's had a stellar night here for the Wildcats. That one, he made a great jump on the football there, read it like a book. Unfortunately for him and his Wildcats, it slips through the fingertips, but Defiance will punt the football away after another 3 and out.
Gomez, a high but somewhat short punt. He's going to the far boundary. It takes a huge Napoleon bounce back across midfield and rolls out of bounds at around the 46-yard line. What a huge break for Napoleon.
Oh, that's just a 17-yard punt there, as it does take that horrific bounce there for Defiance. And great starting position here for the Wildcats. They'll inherit the football in Defiance territory, so the shortest field they've been looking at all night long. We'll see if the Wildcats can cash in. After a high-scoring first half here, both teams pitching a shutout here in the second half.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 46, 34 and 6/10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Same score as we had at the half. Defiance 22, Napoleon 14. This will be the third offensive series of the third quarter for the Wildcats. Espinoza fires across his body. He's got Rubenstein inside the 40, or did he? Are they going to?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
He caught it.
Boy, half of the Defiance secondary was saying no catch, but the only man whose opinion counts is the man in stripes, and he says he hauled it in, and that's going to be a first down. 10 yards on the reception.
Well, that's just a tough combination to stop there. Espinoza to Rubenstein, and once again they control first down, move the chains.
15 seconds and counting, barring a penalty. This will be the final play of the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 36. Rolling out, far side. Espinoza directing traffic. Tries to dump it off underneath. Incomplete pass with 1.2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Well, they'll get, in effect, a free play out of this. Make it 2nd and 10.
This is a big play for the Defiance defense, because right now you got that incomplete pass. Now you're in 2nd and 10 here. You want to try to win second down here, force Napoleon into a 3rd and long. But we've seen it tonight already, Brent. I think from here on out, maybe everything's 4-down territory for Napoleon.
Certainly on this side of the stripe it is. 2nd and 10. They'll send a man in motion. That'll be Bickle to the far side. Espinoza, they're blitzing. He gets hit late, connects across the middle. He's got his man, and look out, Eggers past the 20, the 10, clear sailing into the end zone on the final play of the third quarter.
Well, the final play of the quarter has been awfully good for Napoleon tonight. We saw it in the second quarter. We saw it there, a nice quick slant. And give Owen Espinoza a lot of credit. He stayed in the pocket as long as he could. He took his shot, but he dropped a dime there to Eggers there on that slant route, and Eggers goes untouched there down the left sideline. And Napoleon now just a 2-point conversion away from knotting things up after that Premier Bank touchdown by George Eggers.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Visit premierbank.com. Do you go for 2 here? Do you chase points with the full
go
fourth
for 2
quarter?
right here. This is what this rivalry is all about.
Eggers in at running back. Trips to the far side. Strong side. Are they running unbalanced here? To the right. Espinoza pitches. It's a reverse. Snipped out. Gibbs is there. They're just playing street ball. Run it up, and it's picked up off the bounce. That will not be returnable. I don't hear a whistle.
Yeah, how about Kelton Gibbs here,
Yep.
the linebacker coming in and really putting a kibosh on that 2-point
Espinoza
conversion.
loses his helmet. This game is physical, buddy. And that will bring an end to the third quarter. And as Scoop mentioned, credit Gibbs for coming in off the edge untouched and blowing that play up. We've got 12 new on the clock. Fourth quarter, brand new ball game. Defiance 22, Napoleon 20. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at Napoleon, the kickoff is extremely short, fielded by a very up back. I believe that is Mitchell Taylor, number 22. And he just did the right thing there, Scoop, just secure the football. They had 4 good return men back, and it was still short and to the near boundary. So a nice job by Mitchell Taylor not to try and do too much. They already have very good field position as Defiance will take it. 1st and 10 from their own 34.
Yeah, secure the football, did exactly the right thing, and the junior Paul Saucer there coming in for Napoleon laid a pretty good hit on him, so great job of securing the football. Excellent starting position here for Defiance. Trying to answer that Napoleon touchdown on that final play of the third quarter.
Hand off to Rubio off the right side. He takes a couple blue jerseys with him. Finally stacked up. And trying to get a number on a couple of defenders there, sticking their nose in. George Eggers was there among others. Let's go down to the sidelines. And is Josh ready? Yep, let's check in with Josh Bush.
Well, you know, the story in the second half seems to be the cramping that we've seen. It's been on both sides of the football. I can tell you, Brent, there's a jar of pickle juice that has been mostly consumed on the sideline over here on Defiance, but seen a couple of young men over here, Abel Rubio, one of them that has been down getting some extra stretches in when they come over the sideline.
Thanks for the update. Just one jar of pickle juice. Anthony Wilder saying, I don't need any juice, I am my own juice, as he tiptoes his way in between the hash marks all the way across midfield and in to Napoleon territory. They're going to spot him at the 43-yard line. That'll go for a 17, maybe a 19-yard pickup.
There's that nasty counterplay that Defiance has ran to perfection here tonight, and that's the first down the second half for Defiance. So an awfully important drive here.
Yes.
You want to try to rest your defense. You want to try to punch us in the end zone. Make this a 2-score game here while you're taking some precious minutes off the clock in this fourth quarter.
Up the gut, Wilder this time, and nothing doing. Tough sledding when there's no snow.
You know, I tell you what, we've talked about the physicality of Defiance tonight, especially coming in, but Napoleon, well, I've been impressed, you know, Brent, as inexperienced, as young as some of their guys are in the trenches there tonight. They have battled there, and there they come up with a big-time stop there to hold Defiance to just 1 yard there on first down.
I was looking at Lucas Gherkin, Josh Aguiar, George Scholl. Again, with guys cramping and having to come off, we're seeing names that we might not have otherwise called, but they have been more than up to the challenge after a gain of 1. Up the gut again, Wilder. Inside the 35, down to the 34. That'll be a gain of 7. He'll be shy of the first down marker by a couple.
Yeah, nice 24 counter that time by Defiance there again, using those split backs to their advantage there. Good blocking up front, and after being stuffed on first down, a big pickup there to make it 3rd and 2. Ball resting inside the 35-yard line of the Wildcats.
Big snap of the football for both these teams as we are into the fourth quarter. Under 9.5 left to go. Defiance 22, Napoleon 20. Handoff Rubio. Junkyard Dog says, feed me, and he's close. Are we going to see the chain gang, or are they going to move him?
Great job down low there in the trenches.
They're going to move them.
By Napoleon. Josh Aguilar getting in there. Blaine Ford, the senior, getting in there. But Defiance, with that second and third effort, get just enough to move the chains.
Unofficially, I've got Rubio for 14 carries for 77 yards and a touchdown. And he's hungry. Feed him in the fourth quarter.
Defiance, after 12 first downs in opening half, that's just their second here. Yep. Both on this drive in the second half.
This will be the 6th play of the drive. Gomez sends a man in motion, handing it off. Rubio tripped up, powers through one tackle, hurdles over another, and inside the 25 down to the 24. A pickup of about 8, and all of it on the effort of that young man there, number 6.
Are you kidding me? You just cannot see a better effort than what we're seeing out there from this entire Defiance and Napoleon squads tonight. But how about Abel Rubio? Once again, he's able to pick up 7 big yards. He probably had no business getting more than 3 or 4.
He picks up a short 7, 2nd and 3 from the 25. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. Defiance nursing a 2-point lead. The handoff goes to Rubio. Nothing doing through the B block. Turns the corner. Look out. He's off to the races inside the 10. But there is a flag being thrown back in the Defiance backfield.
Yeah, it looks like that's in the area of a hole.
And that's the call.
All going to come back.
Is that the first? It's got to be the first penalty of the second half for Defiance. How many does that make total on the night?
Well, for Defiance, that's their second penalty of the second half. They did have a motion penalty early, but just their third penalty tonight. But that's a costly one there.
Very.
That one, instead of being in that red zone area, that's going to take the football all the way back to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a second down, and we're going to call it maybe 13 yards to go. But that's one that Napoleon needs to take advantage of, as Defiance has really played pretty clean tonight, especially being week 1.
2nd and 13 from the 35 instead of 1st and goal from inside the 10. Costly penalty. 7:35 and counting. Gomez. It's a counter. Wilder hit at the line of scrimmage. Just keeps those legs moving as he's close to the 30. He'll be down at the 31. Pick up a 4.
Now, right now, they're forcing those linebackers to make a decision here on that counter play. Are they going to honor that fake, or are they going to stay home? And that time, Defiance is able to get some yardage there, but a short pickup, we'll call it 4 yards, going to bring up a 3rd and 9 in what certainly is going to be 4-down territory here for Defiance.
They're outside of Nicasio Hall's range right now, but Scoop, important to think about points of any kind. Even if you don't get into the end zone, you tack on even 3 here, and it becomes a necessary touchdown to take the lead. Gomez rolling out far side, looking. He's getting pressure from behind. Locks in, finally fires. It's complete. It's going to be well shy of the first down marker as he hits Brady Borton. Borton actually smacked his hands together, and I'm not sure what Gomez thought he saw there, but he held on to that ball a little bit longer. It'll be 4th and 3.
All right, now everybody flying the football. That time Rubenstein and Saucer, 2 of many Wildcats in on the action. And a huge 4th down, to say the least, here for Defiance. Looking to extend this drive as we're getting nearer and nearer to the midway point of this 4th quarter.
We have a timeout being called by Defiance. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout with 6:40 left to go in the ball game. Bulldogs 22, Wildcats 20. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
The action in, isn't he?
Back at Napoleon, 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this ball game. The 105th meeting between the two arch rivals here in the Northwest Ohio cornfields, Defiance and Napoleon. Visiting Bulldogs clinging to a 22-20 win. They're trying to make it 4 in a row, and they are looking at 4th and 3 from the Wildcats 25. Huge snap of the football coming up for both teams. In the backfield, offset to the left of Gomez. It is Rubio. He's going to roll out. Now getting pressure, scrambling, trying to direct traffic. He's in all kinds of trouble. He's just going to throw it and dump it off, and absolutely nothing doing. That's going to be a loss of about 8 yards.
Tremendous in plays that time from Napoleon. Did a great job of kind of sealing the edges. They kind of forced Defiance there, Gomez, to reroute and go backwards. And once you do, the routes collapse in a hurry. And a great stand there by Napoleon. And for the first time since the opening drive tonight, Napoleon with an opportunity to take a lead.
6:27, plenty of time left to go in this ball game. But safe to say, no margin for error for the Wildcats. They'll take it at their own 33, 67 yards from pay dirt. Now remember, a field goal would also give them the lead. You had American's stats from last season?
Well, last year, 0 for 1. He tried a 38-yard field goal. It was blocked, so he actually did not miss, but he's was 35 for 38 on PATs, and, of course, 2 for 2 here tonight.
Espinoza rolling out, deals underneath the Rubenstein, who makes a sliding catch shy of the 40. It'll be a pickup of, let's see here, and Rubenstein's now down. He is stretching. They'll spot the ball at the 39, so it'll be a pickup of 6.
Well, minus the cramps, that's exactly what Napoleon wants to do right now. They know they've got plenty of time. All they want to do is try to control first down, keep the chains moving, try to eat up time possession. They know they just got to get it, probably to feel safe about it, you want to get it in the red zone, but they don't want to settle for a field goal right now. They're thinking 6 points here and try to give themselves the first lead tonight. Remember, Defiance is really led from the get-go. Napoleon had the football first, had 3 consecutive first downs starting out, and then they turned it over. And since then, Defiance has never trailed, but this is Napoleon's perhaps their best opportunity of the night, and it comes at a great time.
Well, timeout being burned here. The Bulldogs have 2 left. The Wildcats have all 3. They'll be looking at 2nd and 5 from their own 39. Let's not forget, I don't want to say it's where the game swung, but it certainly was critical. The interception, what looked like might have been a pick 6 for the nose tackle, Ray Salinas, certainly inside the behind, fumbled. Abel Rubio looked like he had it and still couldn't corral it. Napoleon got it back. It, in effect, was a second offensive series from their own 13, but boy, what a difference that play made.
Well, you're right. And also, when you look back to last year in the third quarter, Defiance had that same play that they took inside the 10-yard line. And that's what really turned that football game around last year after Napoleon had such an outstanding first half. And now that's one of those plays, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But right now, you've got to focus on the moment. You flush that. You come out here. You challenge your defense. Find a way to get the football back. Protect this 2-point cushion.
2nd and 5, a 3-man rush. Dropping back, they're firing underneath again. Eggers has it at the 45. He's run out of bounds by Wilder. Just shy of midfield, but it's good enough for a first down.
Again, great job. I just cannot say enough for the senior leader, Owen Espinoza, back there. He's shown plenty of poise tonight, and that time Eggers there. That time he came across the field there on the drag, but he's able to haul it in another first down through the airways. Now the ball resting at Napoleon's 49-yard line. Another fresh set of downs for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 from the 49. Is Defiance dialing up some pressure? They are. They're bringing somebody off the edge. Napoleon picks it up, and this one thrown away.
That's a smart read that time. Defiance was able to get a little corner blitz in there and try to disrupt the timing, and that time Espinoza just forced to throw the football away. So great job by that Bulldog defense. Getting a stop on first down, something that's eluded them here a little bit in the second half.
Scoop, unofficially, I have Espinoza 23 of 31 for 197 yards.
Now, that'll usually win you a lot of football games, but right now they still on the wrong end, but certainly like where they're at there with the football here near the midfield stripe. Big second down coming up.
Second and 10 from the 49. And do we have a timeout being called by Napoleon? We do. We'll take a break with them, a Mark Moats Ford timeout. Since 1916, serving Defiance and Northwest Ohio. 5:40 left to go in the ball game. Defiance 22, Napoleon 20. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community.
Up the gut, Eggers with a huge run. First down at the 41-yard line of Defiance. And Napoleon has just simply had the answer when they've needed to so far here in the second half.
Oh, that's another big play. And as you mentioned, right up to shoot that time, they're able to move the chains, get the ball into Defiance territory. Fresh set of downs at the 41-yard line as we approach the 5-minute mark of this contest.
Scoop, I'm trying to check and see when the last run before that was, as Eggers is hit in the backfield. I believe that is Howerton. Check that. Chase Comiso, number 10, was there to meet him at first, and that's going to be a loss on the play. I'm serious. I'm thinking that's the first run of the fourth quarter, that 10-yard gain on that last play. So they've run back-to-back plays here. Other than that, everything's been a pass here in the second half.
Well, you're giving Espinosa's numbers. Really haven't had a lot of reason to run the football, but again, you have a guy like Eggers. You want to give him some touches. That time, big tackle loss for the Bulldogs.
Espinosa under pressure, fires across the middle. It's complete to Shull. Down the near sideline, and Wilder, check that, Robinson runs him out of bounds inside the 15. Defiance gambled. They brought pressure off of both edges. They weren't able to get to Espinosa in time.
Great job that time by Garrett Hall. That drag route has really caused Defiance here some problems, particularly in the second half. And another first down here for the Wildcats, who are now inside the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 27 here.
17 yards on the gain. First down. 214 through the air for Espinosa tonight. First and 10 from the 27. Eggers straight up the gut. Powers his way inside the 25 down to the 24 for a pickup of 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need on that play right there. You just want to get a good solid yardage there. Keep that defense on us. You know, it's so important again for the Wildcats to get to those edges, get the ball out to the flats. We've not seen a lot of shots down the field here by Napoleon, but they've been effective, found a game plan, and right now ball resting on the 24-yard line, bringing up a second down. We'll call it a long 6 here.
3:42 left to go in the ball game. Defiance 22, Napoleon 20. Wildcats on the march. They've done the only scoring so far in the second half. Eggers gobbled up at the line of scrimmage, fumbles. Espinosa's there on a busted play and still gets down to the 20-yard line. What kind of night is number 15 having?
My goodness, that time Eggers just kind of on his own there, out of desperation, pitches the football backwards. Awfully fortunate that ball does not end up in Defiance's hands,
wow.
But that ends up being a big play as Napoleon's able to make it third down and just 4. So certainly a big play right now where it stands would be a 38-yard field goal attempt. I think that's a little
Probably
bit
too
far
long
to put your kicker in, so you want to get the first down here on third
and 4 from the 21. Espinoza, deep drop. He's getting pressure. Fires underneath. Caught by Garrican. He's inside the 15 and down to the 13 for another first down.
How many times has Cole Sarrigan, the junior, come up clutch here tonight? And that time, just kind of a curl route. He came back, kind of sat in the middle of that zone, was able to catch the football, and then he had the presence to turn it upfield, get whatever yards you can. Certainly every foot is huge at this juncture. And another first down through the airways, and the ball now resting in Stanball Jewelers' red zone here with a fresh set of downs.
2:17 left to go in the ball game. Sarrigan in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep trying to get to the edge. He's feathered out, and he'll be thrown for a loss. Back at the 16-yard line. Napoleon has 2 timeouts, as does Defiance. The clock continues to run. Now under 2 minutes left to go in the ball game.
Great play by the senior Joey Robinson along with the junior Jordan Wright. That time they're able to get a good pursuit angle. They got in the backfield there a little bit. And they come up huge. A rare tackle for loss here in the second half for Napoleon. It'll make it 2nd and 12, ball resting at the 16-yard line of the Bulldogs.
1:37 seconds. Now the clock is stopped. Now it says 1:33. Espinoza going to the corner of the end zone, overthrows his man into double coverage. That looks like Shull, and that was out of the back of the end zone. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, great coverage in the secondary that time by Defiance. As that time, one of the few times tonight we've seen a shot really downfield, even though they're only, on the 16-yard line. That ball was in the corner of the end zone, just a little bit too much air underneath, but no way there with double coverage. And now a 3rd down and 12 here for the Wildcats. They can get the first down without the touchdown.
It sits at the 16, so not to say that they need a touchdown because they could pick up the first, but right now a timeout being called by Napoleon with just under 90 seconds left to go in the game. I'm looking for Josh Bush as I think he's worked his way from one end of the field to another here. As the action now all setting up on the west side of the stadium. Defiance 22, Napoleon 20. Wildcats with 1 timeout left after this, Bulldogs with 2, but it has been all Napoleon here in the second half. As a matter of fact, just 3 possessions, 2 3-and-outs for Defiance. They had that crucial series just on their last set of downs where they went for it and ended up losing 7 on 4th and short. Deep in Napoleon territory, and right now, you heard Coach Swery mention in our pregame show, our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show, this group of seniors for Napoleon does not want to go 0 for their career against their arch rivals. He's been trying to play it down, but he said, we also know what this means. They're going to have their shot right here. They've got 2 downs.
Well, they all know it. Not only do they hear it at home, they hear it uptown, they hear it in the hallways. But again, a golden opportunity for Napoleon. And again, they don't have to get the first down here. They'd like to get maybe 4 or 5 yards for sure to give themselves a legit field goal shot here.
Oh, look at this. They're coming out in the true wing. Almost Wildcat formation. Eggers off the right side. Powers his way inside the 10. And he's going to be dropped at about the 8.
Well, that's old school power football right there. They just lined up in the tee. They go 26 power there with Eggers. And when you give him a couple lead backs blocking for him, you've got a good cut down block there from your tight end, a kick out block by your tackle there. That makes for good math and a huge play. And now decision time as the ball rests on the we're going to call it the 7-yard line. This would be a 24-yard field goal attempt.
With American's leg, watching him kick off, Scoop, it looks like he's got enough to do this. The question is, you've got a snapper, you've got a holder, you've got all kinds of other variables, not just the kicker. How much do you trust your special teams, or do you go ahead and push all your chips into the middle of the table here if you're Coach Swery?
Well, I think they got a lot of confidence in Carson American. Remember, last year they attempted a 30-plus yarder for him. That was a year ago. You know they feel they probably have confidence. We'll see what they draw up, though.
I'm looking at the long snapper warming up on the sidelines, and that's Blaine Ford. So he's their regular center, but he's taking some longer snaps here. We'll wait and see, but if this is any indication, it looks like Napoleon might be going for the field goal.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons they ran that 26 power to the wide side to get the ball spotted in the middle of the football field. So
they're sending the field goal unit out, Scoop. This will be American for what will be a 24-yard field goal attempt. With 1:17 left to go in the ball game and trailing by 2.
Defiance trying to get pressure there on that left side of the line, see if they can get through.
Espinoza the holder, floored, and did we have Defiance jump? Oh my goodness. Oh. It's offsides. Ray Salinas is beside himself.
Well, that's going to move it half the distance to the goal, which should be enough for a first down.
And I'm waiting to see the chain gang.
I think it's just enough for a first down.
First
so
and
now,
goal from the 7.
Now you have 3 cracks to run it in. Napoleon still has 1 timeout. They don't have to be in a hurry here. They can run the football. When you got a guy like Eggers, look out. We'll see if they go back to that old school football here, go back to the tee.
They are.
They got unbalanced there on the right side.
The snap. Here comes Eggers. Powers his way in. Touchdown, Wildcats.
What can you say about this Wildcat team here down the stretch? Totally dominated this second half. They've kept Defiance out of the end zone. In the meantime, their offense has clicked. Kind of ignited on that last play of that opening half there. And now for the first time tonight, Napoleon has taken the lead. And no doubt probably go for 2 here to try to make this a touchdown difference.
26-24. They will go for 2. And it looks like, again, the same formation out of that wing tee. Handed off to Eggers, powering his way forward. Second, third effort gets him in.
Unreal. He was hitting the backfield, but just kept the legs churning. He goes in standing up. Napoleon now up by 6. More importantly, just 74 seconds left for the Bulldogs, trying to pull a miracle out here tonight at Charles Buckenmeyer Stadium.
1:14 left to go in the ball game. Their starting quarterback, their normal starting quarterback, Brez Zippel, not available this evening. And not to say that Noah Gomez hasn't played very well in his stead. But at the same time, they're going to have to come up with something. And Scoop, if you're Defiance, it starts right now with special teams. You need a good return.
You really do. You have to get the ball, out near the midfield stripe. You still got enough time left. Defiance still has a timeout. Defiance in jeopardy here. They've won 3 straight against Napoleon. They've won 2 straight here in Napoleon. Napoleon's last win this series was October 30th, 2020. A 28-0 win, Napoleon at Fred J. Brown Stadium. Right now, Defiance special team needs to rise to the occasion here, come up with something big.
American puts a foot into it. It's high. It will be short. Wilder will field it at the 20. Can he get some room to work with? Trying to get to the far side. Makes 2 men miss. Can he turn the corner? No, he reverses his field. Look out! 1 man to beat. Cuts it back against the grain, and he's going to be bottled up at about the 35-yard line.
Well, that was awfully close for him getting to the edge and going the distance, but a great close out there by the Wildcats on the special teams. And now just a minute 2 to go, but Defiance will have decent field position here. They're going to start out at their own 36-yard line, so 64 yards they need to go here.
And it's got to be a touchdown.
Basically just over a yard per second here, with 62 seconds remaining.
Well, I'm looking at Napoleon's secondary, and in particular, they've got a man playing center field. Nothing to get by him. Sideline, sideline, sideline. And the first one is complete. Gomez finds right out past the 45 to the 46. That'll be a gain of about 10. It'll move the chains for a first down. It also stops the clock.
Great job there by Gomez getting that ball out quick. And Jordan Wright with the sure hands there is able to move the sticks.
Well, right now, trying to get a number. Is that number 10 standing deep? Yes, it is. As Gomez in trouble, flushed out, and fires incomplete. Now, Napoleon wants a grounding call, but it certainly looked like Gomez was outside the tackle box.
No, he had a receiver in the area, and he clearly got rid of the football before he was down. So even though it's not that traditional pass, it was a shovel pass, certainly legal. It stops the clock here. Defiance still 54 yards away from tying things up with 51.7 to go.
Well, right now, Hayden Gherkin is playing about 20 to 25 yards off the ball. He's just playing center field, and the coaching staff telling him to back up another couple yards. Ball on the near hash. Are they bringing pressure? Firing to the near side. Wright takes off. That's a quick gain of about 7 or 8. Takes about 7 seconds off the clock, and it gets him across midfield.
I love what Defiance is doing right now. You know, they're taking advantage of what Napoleon's getting them. They're getting out of bounds quickly, stopping the clock, saving that last time out. Again, what they want to do, they want to get the ball down the red zone. They got a chance to maybe make a couple plays, get it in the end zone. Napoleon, once again, I'm not going to say it's a prevent, but they certainly do have a deep rover in Gherkin in deep center field right now.
3rd and 6 from midfield. Gomez looking. He'll dump it off underneath and going nowhere. Defiance is probably going to have to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Great play that time by Hayden Grohl, the sophomore there. Linebacker slipping over, making that solo tackle. And now Defiance down to the last 36 and a half seconds. Still 48 yards away.
Right now, the more important yardage is 4. They've got to get to the 43 to keep the drive alive, trailing 28-22. Napoleon has done all the scoring so far in the second half. The last touchdown, a run from 4 yards out by Eggers. The 2-point conversion was good, and the Wildcats leading 28-22, but the Bulldogs still with 36 and a half seconds left on a 4th and 4.
Yeah, I know this is just week 1, but what a big game for both these teams. You know, last year Defiance was able to get a playoff win for the 2nd consecutive season. First time that's been done since the 2000-2001 season. Of course, Napoleon got their first playoff win last season since a 21-20 win against Bryan in 2012. So both teams, high expectations coming in. Right here's the play of the game right now.
Game on the line. 4th and 4 from the Napoleon 48. Are the Wildcats drawing up pressure? They're just bringing it. They're going to run a wide receiver screen. No, taking off down the far sideline. Look out! The 35, the 30, still on his feet. Look at this. Inside the 10 and run out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. They ran Gomez as a wide receiver. He was going to throw and then showed his athleticism on a huge gain.
What a play. That time they were going with the lateral pass, a double pass, and Gomez had the presence. Everybody went deep with the deep receivers, and that left a cushion in the middle, and Gomez, being the athlete he is, takes it inside the 10-yard line down to the Stanball Jewelers red zone.
Gain of 41 yards when they needed it the most. 24 and a half seconds left to go. 1st and goal from the 7, and now Napoleon wants a timeout.
But did we not say both coaches are going to throw out some wrinkles here in the second half? And you talk about a wrinkle there. That time, great execution, but credit Gomez. He saw that was covered, tucked it away, and what a nifty run all the way down to the 7-yard line of the Wildcats.
I'm looking for Josh Bush, who looks like he's set up in the back corner of the end zone. Josh, let's send it down to you very quickly. That came into your living room. What a read, what a run. Z up, guys. Your mic is off, Josh. We need you to turn your mic on, bud. There you go.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're excited just like everybody else.
I thought I turned it on. I turned it off. But no, great play there by Noah Gomez. He was looking to throw, adjusted when he saw there was nobody open, made a couple of nifty moves all the way down into the end zone, setting up his Defiance team here, 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 7. Trailing Napoleon 28-22 with 24.5 seconds left to go.
Remember, no timeouts here for Defiance, so they have to avoid the sack here.
Got to go to the air as they send Wilder in motion. They're going to hand off to Rubio. Straight up the gut. Diving forward.
Touchdown.
He's in. Pay Dirt Bulldogs. What a gutsy play.
Well, you talk about gutty call. That was it. But credit to Coach Travis Cooper that time. Rolled the dice. Going with this horse back there. And you talk about a guy smelling the end zone. That's Abel Rubio. What an impressive drive by Defiance. But that ties it up. This is for the go-ahead point right here.
Well, big snap coming up from Stephen Hoffman. On to attempt the extra point. Nicasio Hall, it's down. The kick is up, and it's wide. He hooked it wide left, and we remain tied at 28.
Yeah, this is what that rivalry is all about. Each team coming up with some big-time plays, but that time a huge break for Napoleon. Plenty of leg on that kick, but it sails wide left. And we could have free football coming up, but we still have 18.2 to go. We've seen some great special teams here tonight.
Man.
We'll see if Napoleon can pull one out of the hat here.
From the ultimate of highs, I wouldn't say to the lowest of lows, because it is still a tie ball game. But at the same time, if you're Napoleon, you're feeling like you just got breathed second life. If you're Defiance, quick hit the reset button, Scoop. You've got 18 and 2/10 seconds of defense to play before you should expect overtime.
Exactly right. You just got to get up and make the next play. That's what the coaches preach each and every day. And this is why you put in all the time in the off season, in the summer, for these games that go the distance. And we saw a crazy ending of the first half. So far, we've seen a crazier into the second half, and we still have a little bit of time remaining at 13.2.
Well, right now, the question is where you're going to kick it if you're Nicasio Hall. And I think the only acceptable answer for Coach Cooper and company is away from number 3.
Oh, no question about it. I think you're going to squib it, try to get Napoleon to pick it up around the 30-yard line or so. Give your guys a chance to get down there in coverage and not allow a big return and force Napoleon to go 65 yards or so in just 13 seconds.
Hall will squib it. Takes a high turf bounce inside the 35. It is fielded by an upback and fallen on at the 34-yard line. That's a good look, and the young man who fielded it immediately needs to stretch. It's been that kind of night.
Well, we may have a few more of those before the night's over. Fortunately, it's been mostly cramps here tonight and nothing serious that we're aware of. But now, 17.7 to go here for Napoleon.
This is when I ever suffered cramps, I couldn't just lay and not do something about it. I was always trying to stretch or asking a teammate, just like that young man there was doing, get that thing stretched out. Those are terrible.
You have to. That's all you can do, I think. Really get somebody to torch on that foot there, stretch out that calf. Again, these guys want to be right back in there.
I believe that's Paul Saucer, if I can get the number. He's lying on his back, but I think it's number 4. And he's slowly getting up to his feet. Josh Bush is walking up behind him. And it is Saucer. All right, so 17.7 seconds left to go before you're looking at overtime. Depending on if you run plays in the timely manner that you're expected, 2, maybe 3, but you got to take a shot deep here at least once, don't you?
Well, I think when you got a guy like Rubenstein, you're not afraid to throw a jump ball down there. I mean, Defiance is obviously going to have, probably 3 to 5 guys way back in the backfield here, keeping everybody in front.
You might be a little light. I see 4. as the great wall standing at about midfield.
Yeah, I think I see the nickel defense out there, and they're all in the safety position here. So certainly instructions are clear. Keep everybody in front.
Wilder, Howerton, Borton, and Wright all deep. Espinoza just kind of sidearms this one to the near sideline to Rubenstein. Nice job by Stockman to play coverage in front of him. Takes about 5 seconds off the clock.
And that time Defiance did have a cover 3 where they had 3 guys that were 25 yards off the line of scrimmage here once we saw the drop back by Espinoza. So Defiance not going to take any chances. This is one of those scenarios where the old hook and ladder play could work to perfection there. They're going to give you that 10, 15-yard pass in the middle, then maybe try to lateral to a back who's got his momentum going the other way. We'll see what they do. Maybe they just get conservative and take a knee.
I think they are. They're playing for overtime now as Espinoza takes a knee. That'll go for a team loss. And we'll get set for bonus football. All right, so for those, and I can't imagine we don't have too many that are unfamiliar with overtime, this is a setup here where, and I like the way high schools do it, and I think the college ranks eventually took a page out of the high school ranks a few years ago in setting things up because, in all honesty, you want to get the game over with, and that means putting both teams, not just one, but both, in a situation where they can score and then put your defense to the test. I like the fact that it's not sudden death.
I like it too, but what a big part of this is, though, which team gets to go on defense first. I think that's always an advantage if you can be the defensive team, knowing if you just need a field goal or if you need the touchdown or if you need to go for 2, whatever the case
the coin toss is crucial
here.
here.
Coin toss, certainly always crucial. And right now the captain's meeting that center field here as we look on.
So it'll be Espinoza for Napoleon, Ziffel for Defiance, and it looks like Napoleon has won the toss. So now which end does Defiance want to pick? And it looks like they're going to pick the west end. All right, so Defiance will go on offense first. Ziffel and Espinoza shake hands. A couple of senior leaders. How much do you think it's probably just eaten Brez Ziffel up alive that he cannot be out there?
Well, the fact that even though he's banged up, he's out there mentally. You know he wants to be out there physically, but just a lot of leadership right there we saw at midfield. But, boy, you just have to really tip your caps to both these programs here tonight. This tremendous crowd here is really seeing a great performance, a tremendous effort by both teams who have left it out there from the opening kickoff till that final play. And now, as you mentioned, we get some bonus football right now.
So they'll walk to the west end of the stadium. Defiance 28, Napoleon 28, 105th meeting between these two arch rivals. Defiance trying to make it 4 straight wins and keep the River Rock, the traveling trophy that is so coveted between both these programs, on Defiance's campus and in their trophy case for another season. The ball will be put at the 20. Again, you've got yourself 4 downs to pick up a first down. After that, you got to figure out a way to score, whether it's in the end zone or through the uprights. Ball rests right in the center hash. Wilder gets the call straight up the gut, keeping those legs driving as he powers his way inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. That'll be a healthy pickup of 7.
Nice quick hitter that time, right up the middle, and exactly what you drew up there. You get a 8-yard gain there in first down. You take it all the way down to the 12-yard line. Both teams going on fumes right now, but that hasn't stopped the effort on either side here this evening.
Rubio now offset to the left. Wilder offset to the right of Gomez. Handoff goes to Wilder. He'll go around the end. Lowers his shoulder and dives inside the 10. That'll be a first down. The chain gang will set him down. 1st and goal from the 9.
Well, that's an impressive run there by Wilder. That time it looked like Napoleon got a good surge there on that left side, but Wilder there with that low center of gravity was able to dodge his way forward for a couple yards.
Here's where Coach Cooper has tended to reach into his bag of tricks and bring us something a little deep in the playbook. We'll wait and see if he trusts ground and pound or if he shows us a new wrinkle here on 1st and goal from the 9. It's going to be a sweep. Wilder trying to turn the corner. Boy, they feather him out. I'm not sure. Maybe a gain of 1. Tough one.
Yeah, that time they went with the buck sweep there to that left side, and great job there on the edge there by the Wildcats to limit the yardage there. I'm going to give them maybe a yard there, so bring up 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line.
2nd and goal. We'll call it a long 8. Napoleon and Defiance tied at 28. Rubio gets the call left side, continuing to battle. Those road graders up front in Doden, Kiesling, and Hines clearing some room for him. He's inside the 5 to the 4, but it's 3rd and goal.
Now that ended up being a rugby scrum right there. We may see another one here on 3rd down and goal. They're going to spot the ball right at the 4-yard line. So Defiance, you certainly have to believe, going to be 4-down territory.
3rd and goal. The handoff to Wilder, left side, lowers the shoulder, diving, he's in! Pay Dirt Bulldogs!
Another great run there by Wilder. Did an excellent job there of being patient, found his blockers, and got that good surge there from the line, and a Premier Bank touchdown there for Wilder. And Defiance, after trailing late, has come back to take a lead here in the overtime, but the also important PAT coming up.
And they're going to go for 2.
Boy, this is going to be big right here.
34-28, the Bulldogs will go for 2. They fake the handoff. They get it back to Wilder. He wants to throw. Lobs it up in the back. Stockman's there. Does he have it? Out of bounds. The play took just about 2 seconds too long. They ran him to the back of the end zone. Cohen Stockman was there, but the pass was high as Wilder was under duress.
Yeah, Wilder did all he could to keep that play alive. Looked like he was going to be hit for a loss, but had the presence to escape. And then tried to drop a dime there in the back of the end zone. Napoleon comes up big there on the PAT, so Napoleon now with an opportunity with a touchdown and PAT could get a walk-off win and end a 3-game losing skid to the Bulldogs.
And when Scoop says 3-game, he means 3 years. Those are 3 very long years for Napoleon's senior class. But right now, they first have to find the end zone. Defiance's defense now trying to step up.
Remember the last time a Napoleon class was shut out in their 4 seasons against Defiance was back in that 1994 season. As Coach Jerry Beauty, as we mentioned in pregame, won his first 5 games against the Wildcats in this incredible rivalry for the River Rock.
Espinoza barking out the signals. He'll put Eggers in motion. Looking across the middle, tries to sling it. It's knocked down, incomplete. That was his 35th attempt of the ball game.
And credit their offensive line, Napoleon. They're doing a good job of giving Espinoza time. That time, great coverage in the secondary by the Bulldogs. That time they sent 4 guys deep, just nobody to throw to. 2nd and 10 coming up. A big stop there by Defiance on 1st down.
Subbing in, number 34, Josh Aguiar, as Sarragan will take a seat on the sidelines. 2nd down and 10 from the 20. They're sending Rubenstein wide to the far side. Defiance identifying. That ball tipped. Rubenstein in the flat, lowers the shoulder, dives forward inside the 15, picks up a gain of about 6.
It's just amazing how much attention he gets, but he finds a way to get some separation, get some space, and then he's such a tough guy to bring down. But boy, that was a huge play. After getting shut out on 1st down, a big pickup of 5 yards, and of course, being down a score here in overtime, 4-down territory. But a big pickup makes it 3rd and 5, a little bit more doable here for Napoleon.
From the 15. They're going to hand it off. Eggers off the right side, hurdles a man. He's to the 10. It's close. Tough angle from where we're standing.
I think he's got it.
They're going to move the chain gang.
Close.
They're going to say first down. So 1st and goal from the 10. It becomes touchdown or nothing now for Napoleon.
Well, this is right where Defiance was. They got the first down, but they still are 10 yards away, so they need to get all 10 yards here, but they get a fresh set of downs. Big first down play coming up here for this Defiance defense.
Espinoza under center. He's going to hand off to Eggers off the right side. Powers his way inside the 5 to the 4. They're going to say 4.5. You cross the 5, we're going to say 5.
Right
2nd
now,
and goal.
I don't think you try to outthink yourself.
No.
You've got a horse back there who wants the football in his hands. He gets 6 yards there against a goal line defense and first down. And now 2nd and a long 4 coming up here for Napoleon.
Again, out of the wing T. Espinoza hands off to Eggers. Powers his way in. Touchdown. And now any score, 1 or 2, will win it for the Wildcats.
Well, they're going to bring on the senior Carson Marquin, who again last year 35 for 38, over 90% PAT accuracy. And he's been perfect tonight, trying to get it through the uprights one more time.
We have a Wildcat down, holding his shoulder. This does not appear to be a cramp, and this is Aguiar. Well, he was holding his shoulder, but they're stretching him out. And as they do that, let's go down to the sidelines, trying to gauge where is our own Josh Bush. There he is. I see him working his way behind the uprights. He'll have a good look at what will undoubtedly be a point-after attempt by Napoleon as soon as they stretch out Aguiar. Josh, you've seen how many of these games? Where does this one rank as far as history is concerned, in your opinion?
Wow. I mean, this is one of the best that I've seen, guys. I mean, this has come down to overtime. We're looking at a point-after attempt here, and does it get any bigger than that? And you talk about a senior that's going to come out. I believe is the kicker a senior? I thought you
Correct.
guys said?
Yes, American.
Yeah. So he's going to come out and he's going to try to get the monkey off the senior class's back.
Well, they get Aguiar up, and he will limp off the field. And now the point after will be attempted by Carson Marquin, a senior. He was technically 0 for 0 last season as his only attempt was blocked. But if this goes through, he will have a memory for the rest of his life, and he will end a 3-year skid against their arch rivals in the battle for the River Rock. Espinoza holding. Snap is down. Kick is up. There is your game winner.
Wow, that's one for the ages right there. Look at that jubilation out there by the Napoleon sideline. Heartbreaking loss for Defiance, who left everything out there and then some. But Carson Marquin ends up being the hero. Last year, 2nd team All-NOL as a kicker, and a perfect on the PATs here tonight. And that proved to be the difference in this 35-34 overtime thriller at Charles Buckenmeyer Stadium.
Instant classic as the handshake line now forms. They've got the rock down at about the 20-yard line, and the minute the last handshake is done, you know that a very hungry group of Wildcats are going to be on a dead sprint for that thing.
And deservedly so. I mean, look at the great sportsmanship.
Yep.
A lot of respect between these two programs. No better, no intense rivalry anywhere. Just separated by about 16 miles downriver here. But Napoleon ends a 3-year drought as they will reclaim the River Rock for the first time since the 2020 season.
On the flip side, Defiance will regroup as they're back after it again next week. And Scoop, as we talked about, and Josh made a point during our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show, and you're playing in a league that is as big and loaded as the WBL, you don't get any more non-conference games. Now you're into the thick of your season.
You really are, and both these teams are in very, very high-powered conferences. Of course, the WBL has been such a tough conference to conquer. You know, Defiance certainly wants to be a team that finds itself at the top of the stands at the end of the season. Even though this loss is going to hurt, I think this game is one of those that's going to prepare you where you've been pushed. You went past the 48 minutes. You had to go into overtime. They came up on the wrong end, but maybe this can serve as some fuel and motivation here for the WBL season.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Josh Bush down on the sidelines. I don't think there's any question as who the player of the game is going to be. Number 15, quarterback Owen Espinoza had himself a night. We'll break down the stats, get you your postgame interviews when we come back. The Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. The Strady Center for the Arts. Entertainment on a whole new level. The Strady Center for the Arts presents a full lineup of culture and entertainment right here in our community. Check out the full lineup and purchase your tickets today at defiancearts.org.
Right now you see basically anybody even remotely associated with the Napoleon football program all huddled up between, about the 15 and the 30-yard line as the 105th battle for the River Rock between these two arch rivals. And it's a healthy rivalry, folks. It's not a blood sport. It's a healthy rivalry, but they are celebrating tonight as the Wildcats snap a 3-season losing skid, and they will keep the River Rock on their campus at least until next year. It took overtime. I know the phrase instant classic gets thrown around too often, but this one fits. In overtime, Wildcats 35, Bulldogs 34. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller, Josh Bush down on our sidelines as the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show is now underway. Keep your eyes healthy for a long life of clear vision. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, your family's vision source, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Well, we can break it down a million ways from Sunday, but there's just one player's statistics that jump out above anybody else's. And there you take a good look at a dejected Defiance huddle right now, and Coach Cooper giving them obviously a post-game pep talk here, but at the same time, you learn from this. Scoop, this hurts. And this had a postseason feel to it. I mean, let's be honest. This felt like you were playing to get over to Akron or down south. But this is just the season opener. There is plenty of football left to be played for both these teams.
Well, you're right. It wasn't just a postseason feel. It was a deep run postseason feel for both these programs. And, again, we mentioned how both these teams were able to get playoff wins last year. Both teams really had a lot of optimism coming to camp. But now you have that River Rock rivalry to start out the season. And, this is one of those games where everybody has the clock going. It's probably restart for both these programs now. 365 days till we kick off and so forth. But again, an instant classic. And how about Napoleon regrouping after Defiance scored on their initial 3 possessions tonight? They were then shut out until the overtime.
Well, I'm looking at Egger. Look, the media down on the sidelines right now are cherry-picking the players that we want. Josh, we won't be too picky. I see Eggers behind you. Espinoza is lost somewhere in that crowd. And I'm going to start with Owen Espinoza's numbers. Unofficially, 27 of 36 for 227 yards. I'm looking down here, 1 touchdown. But it wasn't just his arm, Scoop. It was his legs, plays that he made, his head. He was just a standout among standouts tonight.
He really was. He impressed me in so many ways. I mean, we knew he had the arm coming in. You look at his numbers from last year, nearly 60% completions, over 1,600 yards through the air. And he got better and better as last season went on. But what really impressed me, Brent, was his poise and leadership back there directing that offense. You know, these guys had opportunities where Defiance was clicking, things were against. They didn't pack up the gear. They didn't fold the tents. He kept his composure. He stayed in the pockets there, extended plays. He was so accurate. I think at one time he was, 17 for 18 or something ridiculous. But he really came out clicking, and they needed that effort. And, wow, what a performance by Espinoza as they pull out this overtime thriller and what some people are going to call an upset.
We've got to mention his counterpart, though. Noah Gomez playing for the injured senior starter, Brez Zipfel. 5'9", 163 pounds, and a senior. His numbers were impressive as well. I had him for 19 attempts, 80 yards. He did have 1 touchdown. And then, of course, the 41-yard run on the play where they ran him wide, trying to basically deke Napoleon's defense, and instead of throwing, he tucked it away and ran down to the 7-yard line, a missed extra point, or Defiance wins this game by 1 in regulation. Noah Gomez did more than yeoman's work filling in for Brez Zipfel tonight.
Oh, I think he did. I think Coach Cooper's got to be really pleased with the leadership he saw from Noah out there tonight. As you mentioned, just played a very smart game. I think Coach Cooper didn't want to put him in a position where, he was going to have to really make some tough decisions. But as that game wore on against the opponent, you always got to make tough decisions. And tucking that ball away on that lateral pass there to give Defiance a first down inside the 10 there late in the game before they tied it up with just under 20 seconds to go was really probably one of the most clutch plays you'll ever see in any high school game.
2 other efforts that we do not want to skim over here, but Anthony Wilder on the ground tonight, 16 carries for 92 yards, and Abel Rubio, the junkyard dog, 17 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. You had almost 2 100-yard performances by both their standouts, but for Defiance, unfortunately, it wasn't enough, as Napoleon just 1 point better. Sometimes, Scoop, you will look at a game, you'll break down a film, and you'll say, where did we lose that one? Where did we lose that one? Tonight, I think you have to tip your cap to Napoleon. Napoleon won this one.
Yeah, they really did. It started there on that 1-minute drive there at the end of the first half. They drove the field, scored on the last play of the half. And then what was so impressive about Napoleon that second half, they got to 2 quick 3-and-outs. They kept that potent 1-2 punch there of Rubio and Wilder off the field. I think any defensive coordinator that's going to play Defiance down the road, when they watch this film, they're going to have sleepless nights wondering how they're going to stop that duel and keep them out of the end zone. But Napoleon somehow found a way to do that here in the second half.
Go ahead.
Great comeback.
Our own Josh Bush is down in that mass of humanity at about the 40-yard line, trying to find. Defiance has left. They have gone to the locker room, trying to find Coach Swery. There's a group of seniors at midfield, and I'm going to assume Owen Espinoza is part of that. I don't know if our crew can work their way over there, but my guess is the pickings will be rich right at the big block N at midfield. We might be able to get Espinoza or possibly even Rubenstein for a post game as well. I'll tell you what, we will keep it here before we take another break in our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center post game show. Actually, we will go to break. We'll take a break and see if they can't get a hook on one of those happy Napoleon seniors that are celebrating in overtime. Wildcats 35, Bulldogs 34. You're watching the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show on DCTV Sports.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at Napoleon, Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller, Josh Bush. He's in the middle of a scrum right now, but trying to get – you're close to him. What was that game show in the 70s where they had somebody on a tower, there was a maze, and they had a partner down there, and they were literally directing them to get to the prize? I kind of feel like that right now. Josh Bush is agonizingly close to Owen Espinoza at the 45-yard line. We're hoping to get him or possibly even one of his teammates for a post-game. Coach Swery, as you can imagine, is just being inundated with a group of well-wishers, and understandably so, as a 3-season losing streak has been snapped by Napoleon as they beat Defiance in overtime 35-34 to keep the River Rock on campus. Scoop, again, a situation here where you can break down the film if you are both coaches and say what if or woulda, coulda, shoulda. But seriously, as I look down here in the second half, it was the Wildcats, and in particular their offense, that just played keep away from Defiance for the better part. Defiance only had one drive of more than 6 plays, and that was just simply to the tune because Napoleon just chewed up the clock and did what they needed to with ball control.
Yeah, you make a good point. You know, as good as Napoleon was defense that second half, their defense didn't have to play a lot in that third quarter. Just 6 plays, just 2 drives, 2 3-and-outs. But the 1 3-and-out was started by a Defiance penalty that kind of hurt. But again, you know, after you give up 3 scores out of 3 possessions the first half, you're scratching your head. But Napoleon made some great adjustments. They did an excellent job of controlling the football in the second half, and they got the lead late. Credit Defiance, they came right back, had a chance to win it, couldn't get it done. Defiance retakes the lead in overtime, but Napoleon, like they've done all night, got up off the turf, and they made some plays, and then American comes in with the PAT to get the walk-off win here at Buckenmeyer Stadium.
I have completely lost at least our number 1 camera crew down on the field.
I'll take it.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and send it down somewhere in a sea of humanity. Josh Bush, there's Coach Swear. We got him. Josh, take it away.
Brent, thank you so much. And yeah, tough pickings out here. Hard to find anybody down here. Coach Swery, congratulations on a win here tonight. Excited for these young men.
Yeah, I'm happy for the kids, and I'm happy for this community and school. You know, it's been a long time coming, and it's one of those things where you know, you try to talk about, you know, not worrying about winning and losing and things like that, but to get that win, it feels pretty good.
Well, not just a win, overtime by 1 point. Stressful night tonight?
Very stressful. But I tell you what, our kids, you know, every time I looked at them, there was no give. They were going to fight till the death, and you know, and they did. And I give them so much credit. I'm extremely proud of them.
Well, talk about the play of your senior quarterback, Owen Espinoza. Man, I don't know what you say about that young man, but really I felt from a leadership standpoint tonight, he kind of was out there and directing traffic, among other things. Talk about what you saw from him tonight.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he pure definition of leader. And, you know, he even called a couple of his own plays at the end of the half. He had George kind of flare out there. That was supposed to be a run, and he told George, you know, flare out, and he threw it to him for the touchdown, and just that kind of stuff. He's very smart, and you know, but he stayed calm and cool the entire game, even though he's getting drilled, about every play, and that's what you want at a quarterback.
For this senior class, getting the win here against Defiance, obviously a big momentum for anybody, but a rivalry game, you get that win.
Yeah, we haven't gotten it, and it's one of those things as a head coach, I haven't been able to experience that, and it feels pretty good. But like I've said, I'll celebrate tonight, and then it's on to Liberty Center.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough one as well. The road ahead doesn't get any easier, but for this group, you got to be happy with where you're starting this season.
Yeah, we haven't started 1-0 in 3 years, so to do that and to get our season off to a good start, that's something that we haven't had, and it feels pretty good. But like I said, that good feeling can only last for about 24 hours, and then it's on to work.
Coach Swery, congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate with the rest of the team. Thanks for taking a few minutes
Josh,
with us.
can you hear me?
Brent, back up to you.
Okay, thanks. I was going to say, can he enjoy it for at least just this night? He looked like he was standing Marine ramrod straight there. The minute he finally gets in his car and gets to wherever the coaching staff is, he's got to allow himself that exhale, but also the opportunity to enjoy it. Scoop, you've coached for so long, multiple sports. You as a coach, not just as a player, have to allow yourself that at least one night, don't you?
Well, you're right, but he summed it up really well. I mean, first and foremost, you're so happy for the kids. You've seen the time and sweat and effort they put in, and they won this game awfully bad, and it was a game of inches, as we both know. They get it done. You're happy for your kids. You're proud of your kids. But as a coach, he had his game face on for next week. He knows Liberty Center, the playoff run they had last year, is going to be another great opponent. But, yeah, you're right. When he gets that car, boy, that's really going to feel good. And he's going to be proud of his kids. He'll join us tonight, but I'll guarantee you he's going to be watching film tonight. He's going to be up late. He's going to be up early tomorrow. But, again, that puts wind in your sails. And, good for this Napoleon program, for Defiance. Man, you just feel so bad for them because they left everything out there. I mean, they did everything they had to do. They just couldn't really finish the deal. But a couple big plays by Napoleon with their backs to the wall end up being the difference in this instant classic here tonight.
One last piece of business before we go ahead and sign off on our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Time for our Player of the Game award, and it is brought to you by BSN Sports. Tonight's Player of the Game will receive a DCTV Sports Player of the Game t-shirt courtesy of BCSN Sports. BCSN Sports, the office apparel provider of DCTV Sports. I don't think there's any question. We've already talked about it, but let's go ahead and make it official. Senior quarterback for Napoleon, Owen Espinoza. Unofficially, I had him for 27 for 36 for 227 yards and a touchdown, and just simply willed his team to a win tonight, Scoop.
Yeah, he really did. And Coach mentioned it. His leadership out there is superior. He took some shots. He's going to be one of the first guys in tomorrow to get the Owies addressed, but it feels a lot better when you get the W. The first time, again, in 3 years that Napoleon was able to get it done. And the great thing about being 1-0, you get a chance to go 2-0 next week.
That's going to do it for our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. A big thank you going out to our entire crew. Folks, everybody got here about 4 o'clock to set up. And as I'm looking down right now in this instant classic, the lights are beaming down about 10 after 10. A long evening, but there you take a look at our crew. Everybody doing a fantastic job. A big thank you going out to our sports underwriters, helping provide us with what we need to bring you the best area coverage in Northwest Ohio of high school sports. And as always, we thank you, the fan, for tuning in. Our next broadcast, right there you see it, it will come up on Tuesday afternoon. We'll have some girls tennis as Defiance hosts Archibald, and then next week it will be Defiance's home football contest, as they will be able to sleep in their own beds for a night and go through a more regular routine, as we'll have that for you as well next Friday night. Until then, hoping you have yourselves a safe and enjoyable weekend. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV.